Hello.
Hi, Grace. Namaste, everyone. We'll be just starting.
How are you today?
I'm good. All great. Congratulations on this day. And
congratulations to all.
Beautiful, yes. I can see so many beautiful women over there. Happy Women's Day to all. Hi, Dilpreet. Namaste. Hi, greetings. Lily's there. Delight. Selena. Onguvel is there. Wow. Great to have you all again. We are just starting in 1 minute. We'll wait for 1 minute. It's still 5 minutes.
Hi, hello. That is paid.
Yes, we
we are great. Nice
we are
to see
together.
you.
I'm in the meeting. Don't worry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, God bless you.
Yes, ma. Shewa.
Hello, good afternoon from Delight, Idika.
Good afternoon, Delight.
Delight.
Good afternoon, madam.
You're welcome.
Delight, yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Dilpreet, I think we should start. Participants will be joining us. Yeah, we'll start with the beginning.
Yeah. So greetings, everyone. It is a matter of great pleasure for me to welcome you all for our global convention on occasion of UN International Women's Day on the topic DigitALL, Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality, which is being held today on 8 March 2023, jointly organized by Debre Tabor University, Ethiopia, and International Council for Education, Research, and Training. Today's global convention is a part of UNESCO's movement towards education for sustainable development, education for health and well-being, and global citizenship education. Now, let me brief you about ICERT, International Council for Education, Research, and Training, is an autonomous, non-government, leading scientific and professional research and training organization with offices located in Washington, D.C., California, Sydney, New Delhi, and other countries. With several educators, researchers, consultants, and students as its members, ICERT not only develops educational training programs, but also manages institutes and promotes research and training in education globally. This is an institution of learning and training, facilitating education, research, and social welfare initiatives with the motto, knowledge, wisdom, and prosperity. We at ICERT are working with a mission to promote the advancement and application of scientific researches and knowledge to benefit society. Now, I would like to give a little introduction about Debre Tabor University. It was established in 2008. It is a non-profit public university officially recognized by Ministry of Education of Ethiopia. As the name suggests, the university is located in Debre Tabor, a town and Vareda district in north-central Ethiopia. The university offers a range of degree programs within the fields of technology, agriculture, medicine, health sciences, business and economics, social sciences and humanities, natural and computational sciences, law, information communication technology, and biotechnology. There are both undergraduate and graduate courses available for the students. Now, let me introduce about our theme of the convention. She is a soul of storms. She is the freedom of winds. She is hotter than volcano. She is deeper than sea. She has the stars in eyes. She has the moonlight in her smile. She has lightning in her feet. She has music in her words. She has love in her heart. She has magic in her hands. She dances to the breeze She swirls in the emotions. She is the creator after the creator. She is a woman. Happy Women's Day to all the lovely women I can see on this platform. So I would like to talk a bit about equality. Equality is the soul of liberty. There is, in fact, no liberty without it. Achieving gender equality requires the engagement of women and men, boys and girls. It is everyone's responsibility. Your power is your radical self. Find it. We have begun to raise our daughters more like our sons, but very few have the courage to raise our sons more like our daughters. Gender parity is not for the good of women. It is for the good of societies. It is for the good of countries. And today, we are here to talk about innovation and technology so we can encourage DigitALL, that is, diversity, equity, and inclusion for all to flourish by leaps and bounds. So women, ring the bell, choose to challenge, fight for it, achieve it, and run the world. With such an enthusiasm, positive vibes, and transitionary aura, let's begin at today's global convention, DigitALL, Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. I would quickly give you instructions for the participants. Our today's convention duration is 3 hours, plus minus 15 minutes. Please follow the digital ethics and keep your mic off. Don't write unnecessary messages in chat box. There is no attendance or feedback link as the attendance is automatically recorded. All the candidates who will attend at least 75% of time duration will get the certificate of participant. There is one technical session. If you have any questions from honorable speakers, you could raise your hands or request to unmute at the end of the session. We will unmute you, or you could write your questions in the chat box. Question answer session will be conducted towards the end. Attendance and participation certificates will be issued in 10 to 15 days after the program. Please don't write unnecessary emails to ICERT. For forthcoming programs of ICERT, please visit our official website, www.icert.org.in. Also, there is one special announcement today that Gandhi Memorial National College, Ambala, Kent, India, in collaboration with International Council for Education, Research and Training, ICRT, is organizing one-day international multidisciplinary conference on emerging trends and challenges in humanities, education, science, and social sciences on March 25, 2023 in auditorium of Gandhi Memorial National College, Ambala, Kent, India. It will be held in blended mode. For conference registration and nomination for Chanakya Award 2023, all details will be shared in the chat box. Also, there is another announcement. ICRT has launched its new multidisciplinary international magazine, Euphoria. You all are invited to contribute your knowledge and expert opinions on latest topics in it. Details of it are on official website of ICRT, and it will also be mailed to you very soon. Now, I welcome Dr. Navneet Kaur, Chief Patron and Executive Director, Education Division, ICRT. I also welcome our chief guest of today, Professor Anik Gargran Gosha Farade, Associate Professor in the field of English Language Teaching, and he has served as Dean, Director of Community Service, Vice President for Academic Affairs at Wallow University, and now he is President of Debre, Tabor University since February 2018. I would also welcome Professor Dr. Aruna Anchal, Executive Director, Research and Publication Division, ICERT, Dean and Head, Department of Education, Baba Masnath University, Rohtak. I also heartily invite our patron, Ms. Saima Parvez, the Executive Director, Public Relations Division, ICRT, and Assistant Professor, DME Noida, in today's Global Convention. It is my pleasure to welcome all the dignitaries to grace today's occasion. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Navneet Kaur Ma'am, Executive Director, Education, ICRT, Principal, Shri Ram Universal School, Ludhiana, CBSE Officer and Master Trainer. Dr. Navneet Kaur is an educator and a leader. with experience of more than 22 years in the field of education and more than 10 years in school administration and leadership. She has participated in various workshops, seminars, conferences, FTPs, symposiums, and facilitated with several awards, and is also editorial board member of universities of 11 countries. She is a lady with words of wisdom. I welcome our Executive Director, ICERT, Dr. Navneet Kaur ma'am.
Thank you, Dilpreet. Namaste all, greetings to all. And what a beautiful poem you have started with. Amazing. Thank you so much from everyone. I'll start with the University of Ethiopia, Debre, and International Council for Education, Research and Training has truly taken this initiative to organize a global convention on the occasion of UN International Women's Day 2023. When girls are given the right tools to succeed, they can create incredible futures, not only for themselves, but also for those around them. Congratulations on International Women's Day to each and everyone in this universe. Every life begins with a woman. On this day, let's thank every woman in our life and show them some love and gratitude. Embrace equity is the theme of this beautiful day, which draws a distinction between equity and equality. Equality is giving everyone, I'm just giving an example, it's like giving a pair of shoes to everyone. Equity is giving everyone a pair of shoes that fits the best. So that is, equity is when everyone gets the same thing, and equality is one when everyone gets the same thing, and equity is when everyone gets the thing they truly deserve. So we are here to discuss on that today in this International Women's Day celebration at the platform of ICERT with the theme Digital Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. We will explore the impact of the digital gender gap on widening economic and social inequalities. The event also spotlight the importance of protecting the rights of women and girls in digital spaces and addressing online and ICT facilitated gender-based violence. Advancement in digital technology offer immense opportunities to address development and humanitarian challenges and to achieve the 2030 agendas of Sustainable Development Goals. Today, this event has brought together educationalists, technologists, innovators, entrepreneurs, and gender equality activists to provide an opportunity to highlight the role of all stakeholders in improving access to digital tools and be followed by a high-level panel discussion. I welcome each and every participant, presenter, especially Mr. Ferrete, Professor Dr. Aruna Anchal, Dr. Grace, Dr. Bhupinder, Professor Dr. Shalini, Ms. Saima, Professor Rajinder, Ms. Tigist, Ms. Yathanep, Ms. Messert, and of course, our beautiful mentor and coordinator, Ms. Dilpreet. Let's move ahead in this journey. Namaste.
Thank you so much for your kind words and a wonderful welcome address. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Saima Parvez, our Executive Director, Public Relations Division, ICERT, and Assistant Professor at DME Noida. She has more than 5 scopus and more than 12 UGC Care-listed publications. She has attended more than 20 international conferences, and she is a gold medalist in graduation from IP University. I welcome you, ma'am, for the welcome address.
Thank you so much, Dilpreet, and a very good evening. Namaste to all of you. The stage is set. We all are ready for this convention to go ahead, full of enthusiasm and vigor. Here I am, Saima Parvez, to just give you a glimpse of what actually is about to happen. So hello, dear fellow citizens. Today, I take great pride in welcoming you all in this global convention organized by Debre University of Ethiopia and ICERT on the occasion of UN International Women's Day. Today, we all have come together to celebrate the achievements and contributions of women throughout history. We also take this time to reflect on the work that still needs to be done to ensure that women around the world have equal rights and opportunities. As we honor the women who have paved the way for us, I am reminded of the words of the great feminist leader and activist, Gloria Steinem, who said, "The story of women's struggle for equality belongs to no single feminist, nor to any one organization, but to the collective efforts of all who care about human rights." These words ring true today as we contribute to fight for gender equality in all aspects of society. Today, we are celebrating International Women's Day, a day that recognizes and celebrates the social, economic, cultural, political achievements of women around the world. It is also a day to reflect on the progress we have made towards gender equality and to commit to continued action to address the persistent challenges that women still face. This year's theme, as Navneet ma'am has already given an in-depth insight into it, is DigitALL Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. Encourages all to challenge gender bias and inequality wherever we see it. It calls on us to create a more inclusive world by taking action to promote gender equality and ensure that every woman and girl can reach her full potential. Another inspirational quote comes from Malala Yousafzai, the youngest Nobel Peace Prize laureate and an advocate for girls' educator. "I raise up my voice, not so I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard." We cannot succeed when half of us are held back. This quote speaks to the importance of empowering women and girls so that they can have a voice and play an active role in shaping their own futures. Over the past centuries, women have made incredible strides in various fields, from politics to education. Women have broken barriers, shattered glass ceilings. We have seen women rise to positions of power and influence, leading the way in shaping our societies and communities. However, despite these achievements, miles to go before we sleep and miles to go before we sleep. On this day, we also remember the words of former First Lady Michelle Obama, who once said, "There is no limit to what we as women can accomplish." These words inspire us to continue working towards a future where women can achieve anything they set their minds to, regardless of societal barriers. In closing remarks, I urge all of us to continue to advocate for gender equality and to support women in our lives. Let us all work together to create a world where women are valued, respected, and given the same opportunities as men. As the feminist writer and activist Audre Lorde once said, "I am not free while any woman is unfree, even when her shackles are very different from my own." Let us work towards the freedom of all women. As we celebrate this day, let us take a moment to acknowledge the incredible contribution women have made in shaping this world in which we live today. So on this International Women's Day, let us commit to taking action to address these challenges. Let me end with some beautiful lines. On this day, we celebrate women's might, their courage, strength, and inner light. They've broken barriers, shattered glass, and shown the world they are a force to last. Their voices ring out loud and clear, demanding equality, justice, and cheer. We honor their struggles, their triumphs too, and pledge to support them in all they do. So here's to the women, brave and true. We stand with you in all you pursue. May your dreams soar high and your spirit stay bold on this Women's Day and every day we hold. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your very beautiful and inspirational words. Surely today is a day of celebration, celebration of the achievements of women, celebration of women empowerment. Now, I would like to invite Professor Aruna Anchal, serving as an Executive Director, Research and Publications, ICERT. She holds a doctorate in education and postgraduation in English, history, Hindi, and MA. She has more than 2 decades of teaching experience in education and research and has research papers published and presented in various international and national journals. She is appointed as external coordinator, evaluator, and subject expert for PhD. She is a member of various journals, organizations, and NGO advisory boards. She has been awarded Certificate of Appreciation in seminars and conferences. She has received more than 40 awards by various organizations. We are honored to welcome you on the board, ma'am.
Thank you, Dilpreet. Thank you very much. A very good evening, good morning, and namaste to all of you. Myself, Dr. Arunachal. I'm speaking from India, Rohtak, Haryana. Dr. Navneet has rightly explained the theme of the this year Women's Day, embrace equity. That is true. And the DigitALL, the innovation and technology for gender equality means equality. But I think female or the women should not talk on the equality, as we all know that women are always superior. She is full circle where everything moves on and goes on. So I feel that women should be. She is a beautiful miracle of the God. I'll start with few lines. To the miracle called women, for making you a baby in the womb, to making you a gentleman and lady in the home. To the first women in all our lives are our moms, from teasing you into tears and taking care of you like a mother, to our mini moms, our sisters, from making your heart race, to making your family with grace, to your girlfriends and wives, from making you understand girls better to making you better man for girls, to your female friends, to your grandmas, to your teachers, to your aunts, and to your cousins, to every woman who has touched your life. A very happy Women's Day to each and every one. Today we are having a colorful festival also, so happy Holi to all of you. It's a colorful life. Our life is completely with the color due to the women only. Females always blushes and gives a proper colorful life to each and every one, to the nation. A truly empowered woman is one who is confident, creative, and brings people together rather than create disharmony. She is truly empowered when she has inner strength, peace of mind, and self-confidence. Spirituality nurtures these qualities, which are the greatest forces of transformation. We need women to come to the forefront to take more responsibilities for spreading values. In building character and integrity, women can do better job. In this fast-paced life, we need to balance our inner peace and ethical values with the external challenges we face. And we women make this happen without getting stressed, as these qualities are inherent in them. The biggest strength that a woman has are her emotions, feelings, motivations, and inspirations. Man can inspire to fight, but women inspire to unite. She has the potential to bring prosperity, happiness, and joy to this world. Thus, I think we have many good speakers today. We'll be listening to the good speakers. So I won't take much of time, and I'll hand over the mic to the Dilpreet, beautiful Dilpreet. And I've heard Saima also. She spoke and she gave very beautiful quotes of many great women. And really, it was good to listen to her after a long time. So thank you very much, Navneet and Dilpreet. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you so much for your beautiful and inspirational words, ma'am. It was a wonderful inaugural address. You truly defined the theme of convention today. Now, I would quickly like to invite Dr. Grace Oluremelekun Akanbi, Chief Lecturer and Aminal Aleande University of Education, Oyo, Nigeria, and our convention chair, session chair, and the chairman. Her career, academic, and in praxis, has focused on strategies for emancipation and empowerment of women in specific cultural contexts. She has done PhD, MEd, BA, Education and History, NCE, History and Education, Diploma in Management Information System, Diploma in Computer Techniques and Applications. She has an exceptional work experience of more than 36 years and publications in 61 national and international seminars and conference papers, 48 journal articles, and more than 16 chapters in books. Also, she has authored 14 textbooks and 1 book. She has also edited course material for National Open University of Nigeria and course material for University of Ibadan Distance Learning Center. She has been Director, Center for Preliminary Studies, Treasurer, History of Education Society of Nigeria, Executive Committee Member, ISCHE, Dean School of Education in Namal Aleande College of Education, Oyo, Chairman, Committee of Deans and Directors, Namal Aleande College of Education, Oyo, Member of Scientific Committee, ISCHE. She has received several awards and recommendations and commendations. We are very glad to welcome you on the platform today, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Happy celebration. Let me share my screen. So good day, everyone. And I wish all of us happy celebration. As we gather here today, I know we are all happy, and we're going to have a great time together. So, can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, good. I think my sorry, one moment. Good. I feel highly honored to chair this convention on UN International Women's Day, organized by ICERT, team in collaboration with the Tabor University, Ethiopia. And I want to seize the opportunity also to facilitate women worldwide and give kudos to United Nations for deeming it fit to give a day to celebrate women. The UN theme for International Women's Day 2023, Digital Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality, is apt and timely, considering the trend in technology world. Nobody should be left behind because of gender, and it's our responsibility as women to reduce the underrepresentation in tech field. It is our responsibility. Just like Navid said earlier, women have proved their worth in all available fields of knowledge, that they are innovative and technologically sound cannot be overemphasized. Though there is no time to chronicle their achievements, yes, we cannot deny this. But I've observed that professionals who are women most of the time do not mentor upcoming women professionals in the real sense of mentoring. So this presentation therefore focuses on admonishing and encouraging women about the need to help ourselves to grow in all spheres of life, especially in innovation and technology. If we fail to help ourselves, nobody will help us in a majorly patriarchal society where we find ourselves, and we must be intentional about it. It is that intentionality that will make us to be committed. Women are not inferior to men. They should have power over themselves by helping themselves. The other gender has been and is still capitalizing on our inability to help ourselves. Once you are made, it is your job to make others. And that should be the demand of any sane society for adequate growth. More than other times, women worldwide need to have a clear vision, build strong relationship on trust, be knowledgeable, and lead by example. They should be patient and yet persistent in their quest to create more significant space for women in technology. Looking at these statistics, we could see that there is no area of technology that women has up to 50% representation. And this, needs our attention because it's problematic and it requires changes. Making STEM education accessible is not the only solution. We need to expose younger women to role models and become mentors to them. Other professionals should mentor younger women as a matter of urgency. We should be passionate about bringing more girls and young women into the fold of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics field. In a completely rational society, the best of us will be teachers, and the rest of us will have to settle for something less. Because passing civilization along from one generation to the next ought to be the highest honor and the highest responsibility anyone could have. That was the submission of Ray and Cooper in 2013. So if we want to create greater space for gender equality, each one must teach one, and it must become a policy. Mentoring is an intense relationship wherein a senior person oversees the career and the psychosocial development of a less experienced person and could be geared towards achieving career goals and objectives, competence, and professional standard. If you look at mentoring, it has benefit both for both the mentors and the mentees and the society in general. Hashimoto finds that one of the most meaningful ways to give back to society is by being a mentor. Seeing yourself, seeing your life's imprint in someone else's life brings joy and satisfaction. It is success extension. Helping someone else to grow, remove your extension limitation. Once you help someone to grow, the person you help to grow will help another person to grow, and so on. And so your success is being extended. For mentors, it's an opportunity to reflect on your practice, enhancing job satisfaction. There is joy in impacting life. A life without effect is a life lived in vain. It uses your experience, making it available to any person. It enables you to practice interpersonal skills and personal satisfaction through supporting the development of others, and so on and so forth. And for the mentees, you provide impartial advice and encouragement even to the person that is mentoring you, developing a supportive relationship, assisting with problem solving, improving self-confidence. However, both the mentor and the mentee should be mindful of the 4 pillars of mentorship: trust, respect, expectation, and communication, without which positive outcomes from the process may not be possible. So both the mentor and the mentee should have trust in themselves. They should respect one another, and they should have expectation. Their expectation is that we have more women in technology. And in conclusion, women are never inferior to men in all fields of knowledge, especially technology, but are underrepresented, and we all know. It therefore becomes imperative to increase their numbers in tech fields through creative mentoring. Creative mentoring. Therefore, older women professionals in the STEM field are challenged to brace up for these emerging issues of mentoring to create significant space for women. The watchword from now on must be produce your kind. If you know you are sound technologically, produce your kind, especially in the younger one. I welcome you all and wish you a happy celebration and deliberation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your beautiful inspirational words. The facts and figures you presented further reinforced our theme of the day. And very true, ma'am, creating greater space for gender equality is the key. And wow, the concept of success extension that you explained, I think that is a magical concept and we can all progress through that. So thank you for such inspiring, wonderful, insightful inaugural address. Now,
Thanks for
I would
having
like
me.
to invite our guest. Yes, ma'am. I would like to invite our guest of honor and keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Rajendra Kumar Uppal, Professor, Baba Farid College of Management and Technology, Bathinda, Punjab. He will deliver a lecture on promoting innovation and strengthening. Dr. Rajendra Kumar Uppal is a prolific writer, a man of letters, and an acclaimed academician, research stalwart, and more ingenious guide. He has won accolades not only in academic field, but also in the genre of research, completing the maximum number of major postdoctoral research projects on banking and finance. He has registered his name in India Book of Records, Asia Book of Records, and International Book of Records, also the World Book of Records. He presented 95 research papers in different national and international conferences and edited or authored 72 books. 8 of his research papers were lauded at different international conferences held at Hawaii, Indonesia, Finland, Costa Rica, Australia, London, and Pakistan. He has even awarded honorary D.Litt by reputed business university Costa Rica in 2014. Orville University also awarded D.Litt. International Peace University also awarded him honorary D.Litt in 2019. And Nelson Mandela University, USA also awarded Doctor of Letters to Dr. Uppal. University of South America has also awarded honorary D.Litt. International Journal. Pune conferred the Best Reviewer Award on him. He has also been honored with several awards. He has also served as chief editor of reputed research journal and invited for expert talks as well. We are very much blessed to have you on the board, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Now, good evening to all. Honorable President of Debre Tabor University, Ethiopia, Professor Arno Anchal, Executive Director, Research and Publication Division, ICERT, Dr. Grace, Chairperson, Dr. Rajendra Kumar, Professor, DTU University, Dr. J. Singh, Manager, ICERT, and Dr. Sandeep, General Secretary, ICERT, Dr. Navdeep Kaur, Chief Patron and Executive Director, Professor Shalini Jadhav, keynote speaker, Ms. Shama Parvez, Executive Director, Public Relations, ICERT, Dr. Dilpreet, Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar, Punjab, other keynote speakers of this Debre Tower University, Ethiopia, paper presenters and other participants from various institutions and fields. First of all, my heartiest congratulations to all the women on this International Women's Day. The contribution of women in all the fields is unparalleled. My special thanks to all the members, organizers of ICERT and this Debre Tower University, faculty members to organizing global convention on the very relevant topic. Now, if we see the past in our country, there are two top leaders. One is known as Father of Nation, that is Mahatma Gandhi. Then second is Nehru. They gave two models for economic growth of the country. But Mahatma Gandhi never supported this technology. But on the opposite, Nehru always gave much preference to ICT, information communication technology, and the background of this ICT is started from 1956 when Jawaharlal Nehru was India's prime minister in the second planning. At the same time, there is one economist, Mr. Schumpeter. He also emphasized how innovations and technology can increase the efficiency, either it is a man or either it is a female. Keeping in mind the significance of this ICT or say digitalization, Government of India under new education policy is going to establish first digital university, which is purely 100% it will provide education through the digital system. Similarly, in the month of September, Government of India is going to organize G20, India's presidency 2020, and in this program, digitalization has special significance, and particularly this digitalization will try to reduce the gap between the men and women regarding the use of digital technology. I have very big experience of 35 years related to research education. It is my opinion of life, place does not matter for the development of digitalization. Either it is a rural sector, semi-urban sector, or urban or metropolitan center. It is a rural sector or urban sector. I will give one example. In India, Rabindranath Tagore, he has no infrastructure. He started one university without any infrastructure. And now this university is world famous, that is Rabindranath Tagore. In my opinion, in the same way, the government of India should develop the technology or digitalization, particularly in the rural segment where poor people are living. And even it is my suggestion, the government should give more emphasis the technology development in the rural sector, the women whose age is plus 40, because when the age across the 40, then it becomes very difficult how to learn the digitalization. But government can play very significant role to develop the digitalization in the rural segment of India. In India, recently I completed my DLIT from Utkal University, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Then I conducted a survey in Punjab. whether the efficiency in the banking sector is higher of the men or women. You will be very surprised. The efficiency of the women implies in the banking sector, either it is a public sector or it is a private sector, it is much higher than the men. It is my opinion, give them the chance to the women in the rural sector, which will reduce the gender gap. Another, in India, in 2000, Government of India introduced IT Act, which has enhanced digitalization, but there is a need to lead this digitalization in the rural sector. E-banking services are also covering rural sector. Now, rural sector has started to use ATMs, online banking, internet banking, GPay, money transfer with the digital methods. In India, UGC University Grants Commission, Indian Council of Social Science and Research, DST, Department of Science and Technology, New Delhi, is giving special projects to the women. It may be related to digital system. Taking gender inequality is a complex, difficult, and slow, but digital technology and innovations can help to accelerate progress. Digital transformation can transform women's lives in many of ways, and quickly digital technology presents an opportunity to narrow gender gaps. And to reduce this gender gap is very, very important. Without the reduction of this gap, India cannot develop. Then, if we will talk the latest report in India, the Digital Economy 2023 report, the gender gap in India shrunk from around 75 in 2014 to more than 50 in 2021. Indonesia and South Africa were both lower than India in 2014, but both have since surpassed India and improved their scores. South Africa has been a dramatic improvement, with scores rising from 20 to over 70 between 2014 and 2021. According to the report, this is the latest report. According to the report, only 29% of rural women use the internet, which is significantly lower than the 40% of men. While women access to mobile phones has increased from 46% in 2015 to 54% in 2021. This gap in mobile phone use is increased. When comparing the percentage of women who use the internet access, countries, India clearly falls at the bottom of this list. Of course, the digital divide between rural and urban areas remains. In 2021, only 37% of the rural population was internet connected compared to 69% in urban areas. Then in rural India, less than one third of women use the internet. Gender inequalities in the use of innovations and technology. The world is rapidly undergoing a digital transformation. India too has been catching fast. The progress of digitalization, however, has been unequal. There is a notable digital divide in the country, and it shows the existing socio-economic inequality of the country. I have made one survey. There is a major factors of this inequality is socio-economic factor. If we go to the Bihar, if we go to the UP, particular in the rural sector, you will see that people are not have some sources to buy this smart phone. Then India had the widest gender gap in internet use in a recent year. 15% women use the internet versus 25% of men. Rural-urban digital divide such that rural broadband penetration is only 29% against national average of 51%. Women in rural areas are less likely to own mobile phone. You will be very surprised if you go to the rural, deep rural segment, either it is a Rajasthan or it is a Bihar. When you will go to the rural sector, you will see they have no smartphone. How we can develop the digital system? 33% women in India use mobile internet services than men. In 2020, 25% adult female population owned smartphone than men versus 41% adult men. The world is rapidly undergoing a digital transformation. India too has been catching fast. There have been growing efforts to make the country digital for all. This is a slogan given by our Honorable Prime Minister. Digital for all, under a flagship program of Government of India called Digital India, launched 2015. Its vision has been to transfer India into digitally empowered society and knowledge society. The progress of digitalization, however, has been unequal. There is a notable digital divide in the country, and it shows the existing socio-economic inequalities of the country. The digitally disconnected are often also the most marginalized communities who have been excluded from the reaping the benefits of digitalization. The growing digital divide has the potential to further identify inequalities by hindering the access to marginalized groups to the most basic of the essential services such as education, health, and financial inclusion. Then equality is foundation. Our constitution says equality is the foundation of the Indian Constitution. Articles 14 to 18 of the Constitution directs the government to ensure equality in all spheres of life. Digital transformation will then follow. In India, only 31% of the rural population uses the internet, whereas 67% of India's urban population uses the internet. This is the gap between rural and urban, or say metropolitan cities. The possibility of digital payment by the richest 60% is 4 times more than the poorest 40% in India. Only about 9% of the students who were enrolled in any course had access to computer with internet, and 25% enrolled students had access to internet through any kind of device. The metropolitan cities are at par with some of the most developed countries. This shows the gap. Many developed countries we can compare with our metropolitan cities, but rural areas in the states like Bihar and Odisha are worse off than several of the least developed countries. Digital India program has benefited to the privileged society more than the unprivileged society. This part is creating the gender gap. Among the poorest 20% households, only 2.7% have access to computers and 8.9% to internet facilities, while the proportions are 27.6% and 50.5% respectively among the richest 20% households. A person with a postgraduate or a PhD degree is 40% more likely to have computer. The top 10% income bracket is 16% more likely to have computer than bottom. Gap of 30% between men and women having phones. In India, 70% of the population has poor or no connectivity to digital services. Then Pakistan's gender gaps were even higher at 37% for mobile ownership and 43 at 34% to more use. In comparison, in other Asian countries, the gender gap stood 39% in Pakistan, 11% in Indonesia, and 2.3% in China. With the rural-urban divide being the narrowest in Goa, Kerala, North, and Eastern states. They are the best. Goa, Kerala, North, Eastern states. There is a close, there is no gender gap. Almost they are close. And widest in West Bengal, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. Second, there is an income-based digital divide between household. In India, even there is a digital inequalities in families. The gap is also accelerate gender digital inequalities. We all know COVID-19 gave boost to the digitalization, either it is a male or either it is a female. In America, gender gap in mobile internet use and gender gap in mobile ownership is very, very less. Now, my submission is that how to reduce the digital inequalities, how we can give more rights to the females. Government should provide the free mobiles, tablets to the school-going girls, female health workers, Anganwadi workers. Second, offer a loans for women as a lowest internet under government schemes. Develop digital literacy programs for women and girls. Then investment in rural connectivity to the rapid implementation of BSNL. I conducted in a survey in Punjab. In my opinion, on the basis of my finding, students of the schools, colleges, and universities may be useful to enhance the digitalization in rural sector. The government of India should use the students, either it is school or college or university, to spread the digitalization in rural sector. Then this gap will be reduced. Under G20 summit, digitalization will be increased in rural and semi-urban and urban areas. And this is all about this global convention. Once again, I congratulate all the women. They have much more potential than the men. The need is to give them some rights, some some initiative they will take, and the day will come, India, the gap between men and women will reduce as it is happening in America. Thank you once again, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a very insightful session, I must say. It was very informative and very beautifully articulated. The digital university, the women's accessibility issues, gender inequalities that you presented through all your survey facts, that were beautiful pieces of information that has widened our knowledge of horizons. Thank you so much for giving us the key postulates, sir, for promoting innovation and strengthening the gender equality. Now, I would quickly like to invite our next keynote speaker, Meseret Zaidu Akalu, PhD, Head and Assistant Professor, Development Studies, Development of Gender and Development Studies, Faculty of Social Sciences, Bahadar University. She is a researcher, co-facilitator, facilitators, guide designer, board member of Amhara Women Association, panelist on 16 days activism on gender-based violence, panelist on role and effectiveness of governance system in addressing the challenges of women, curriculum developer on women political empowerment, trainer on gender and leadership, conference coordinator, training organizer. With a work experience of more than 17 years, She has attended many training courses and accredited several publications in national and international journals to her name. We welcome you on the board, ma'am. We are pleased to welcome. ICERT Zadu Akalu, ma'am. She has just joined the session. ICERT, ma'am, we welcome you, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Thank you for having the chances to participate in this Global Convention on International Women's Day. Thank you for the organizers, ICERT and Debre Tabor University. My name is, as you said, Meseret Zaudu. Regarding my educational background, I do have BA degree in foreign language, English language, and my MA degree is in gender and development studies, and I do have PhD in development studies from Addis Ababa University. So I'm the head of, as you said, I'm the head of Gender and Development Studies department. So my university, Barda University, was established before 66 years ago. It's one of the best universities in Ethiopia, and it's from the first generation universities. So the university produces a lot of professionals in different field of studies. Specifically in pedagogy and engineering, it's well known. It's in these two fields. Now, before I start to my presentation, I do have some message for regarding the days. It's International Women's Day. So I have a message for women. Just gender equality is just having access, equal access to resources, and having equal opportunities in every aspect of life for women as their counterparts, men. So for women, I do have a message that men are not our parameters for our destination. That means our destination is determined by our efforts. And again, our destination is determined by the opportunities that we have. So please, let's try to strive for excellence. Let's try to work or to do our best. And again, let's be, for those who have children, let's be a mother who is a role model for their daughters. Having said this, I do have one presentation on from part of my dissertation work. Can I share the slides and present? Is it possible to present the slides?
Yes, sure, ma'am.
Okay. Share the screen. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, my title is Gender Dimension of Water, Energy, Food Nexus, and Climate Change Adaptation. Because the title for the convention is on technology. It is a case of coca irrigation technology, but it's the gender dimension. So it's part of my dissertation work. As introductory part, recently, I think if you know about the nexus, water, energy, food nexus, The issue was established or emerged recently, just before a decade. It was in Bonn, Germany. So recently there is an integrated approach to water, energy, food security as a water, energy, food nexus. It has been advocated due to increasing demands of natural resources and scarcity of these resources. So climate change puts its pressure on this wave nexus, water, energy, food supply. The effect on food accessibility is affected directly through a decrease in quantity and quality of yield. Then crop failures, livestock loss, the effects are whether on agricultural practices. Then rising temperature affects water supply via evaporation and decreasing runoff. Use of biomass contributes climate change via carbon emission and increased incidence of flood and drought resulting in food security. Climate change disproportionately affects the poor with limited access to resources. In this case, I want to see the gender dimension. Climate change disproportionately affects the poor, specifically female-headed households. In this case, we can raise feminization of poverty. Female-headed households have limited access to resources. Climate change needs their adaptive capacity. For greater adaptive capacity, there is a need for having access to resources for climate change adaptation. So female-headed households have their lack of resources, including water, energy, food resources. Then due to that, they do have less adaptive capacity to climate change. And there are adverse effects of climate change. So that increases female-headed households' vulnerability to climate change. This vulnerability again puts pressure on their less access to resources. So it makes a vicious circle for female-headed households when we see this wave nexus with the climate change. So this is my main issue. For instance, if you see the climate change variability effects versus water, energy, food nexus, I used some software to present the nexus. This is female-headed households have limited access to water, energy, and food. Then there are adverse effects of climate change variability. These adverse effects are more severe for those who are poor, for those who have less adaptive capacity. So that's why my concern is on female-headed households. Lacking vital resource or vital assets cause poverty situation of female-headed households. Worldwide, there are approximately 1.3 billion people living in poverty. 70% are women, most of them or mainly women in female-headed households. As I said before, it's feminization of poverty. In analyzing resources from a gender perspective, as most of you are as a gender professional or as a gender expert, there is a difference between access to these resources or these vital resources, and again, control over these resources. So the first that I am going to present you is just access to these resources. The difference between access between men and women-headed households for this access to vital resources. Then their control over resources also. So it's important to take note of this fact. Not only men and women farmers have different needs, but also they have different access to natural resources. So among these natural resources, they may have land, but they can't use the irrigation technology because of some issues. I will present you on my major findings. Gender differentiated access to natural resources, including water, energy, and land, are important dimensions to understand the ways that resource users and managers related to resources and to each other. So the paper aims to identify not only their different needs, but also different access to natural resources. These households limited access to control over land, a pivotal resource for accessing other goods and services, in our case, in rural areas, hinders their ability to access water, energy, food nexus, and major livestock resources. That means in the case of irrigation technology, they do have water for their farming, and again, energy and food at the same time using irrigation. So in Ethiopia, female-headed households have lesser land size than male-headed households. The total area cultivated by male heads is 1.97 hectare, near to 2, and compared to is 1.18 hectares for female, almost half of male-headed households' land size. So few empirical studies carried out on the web security nexus at different scales, but not the gender aspect at household level. So I'm going to see the gender aspect of web nexus at household level. So my central questions that guided this inquiry are: how access to web resources is gender differentiated by gender? How do the causal interactions of productive resources affect female-headed households' access to web resources? How do climate variability affect access to web resources? I'm saying web, that's water, energy, food nexus. So research methods and materials. The research site was Koga irrigation scheme. It is northwest of Ethiopia. Using a qualitative system dynamic approach, particularly a causal loop diagram, I tried to analyze the cause-effect relationships of the variables qualitatively, and we used causal loop diagram to comprehend the cause-effect interaction between web and associated resources from a gender perspective at household level. So qualitative analysis in system dynamic is a conceptualization of system problematized behavior and useful for describing the problem's root cause and solution. This system dynamic is used to analyze the cause-effect relationships of different variables qualitatively. In system dynamic approach, a causal loop diagram, it has its own software. I used the software Venison. So is the fundamental qualitative modeling technique. So I tried to model the variables qualitatively. The causal relationship of system variables may be positive, that's reinforcing, and negative, balancing, that's also qualitative. A positive causal relationship means an increase, decrease in one variable would increase, decrease in another variable, like a correlation in quantitative research. It is a positive causal loop relationship in qualitative research, whereas a negative causal loop causal relationship signifies that an increase, decrease in one variable triggers the vice versa. That means decrease, increase in the other variables. So I use this causal loop diagram by using the software which is called Venison. The data set, I used in-depth interview, key informant interview, and focus group discussion. And the interview guide involved with issues related to the in line with related to research questions. 15 in-depth interview with female-headed households, 10 key informants who are who have or who are knowledgeable about the issues. 4 focus group discussions were employed. Besides, we gathered different reports and documents from the district and village offices. So the data were analyzed using qualitative data following qualitative research procedures. Key variables were identified. Maybe it's unusual to identify variables for qualitative research, but to use the model, it was it's obligatory to identify the variables, and I identified the variables based on the primary data. Based on the results, a causal loop diagram and explained using Venison software. I will use the software online. You can see if it is visible. Gender differentiated access to and control over resources. 22 key variables were identified based on the primary data. results. Can you see the Word document?
Ma'am, it is not opened yet.
Okay, so I will skip it. So my major findings, these variables are identified, 22 variables are identified by using the data derived from the participants, and I feed the variables in the software. It shows that less access to water, including the irrigation water for their farming. So the first causes for less access to water is just loss of irrigation water use because of their low income. In Ethiopia, it's not usual, or it's not just our culture to plow the land by women themselves, the head of the household, so that they are not using this irrigation water because of the culture that forbid them to plow the lands by themselves. So they lose the irrigation water use. But when we see men-headed households, they use the irrigation water, and again they can produce 2 times more and 2 times and more, or thrice in a year, and this affects their food access. Again, I will show you the food access. Then less access to water, there is more labor and time for water collection. And again, loss of hand-dug wells. Men-headed households use hand-dug well just to have some type of planting in their garden, but female-headed households are not using this. And again, they have low income because of limited control over lands. They gave their lands, as I told you before, their land size is small. Then they gave that small land size for sharecropping system, and they will get the half of the product. So it's not enough again for their annual consumption. So they will face food insecurity, and again they are dependent on male labor. So these are the reasons why they do have less access to water. The next one is less access to energy sources. For instance, loss of solar energy for lighting. This is one type of technology that's climate-friendly technology. Men-headed households have their own income or their own source of solar energy sources for lighting, but female-headed households lose these solar energy sources for lighting because of their low income. Their low income is derived from limited access, limited control over lands. It's derived from limited small land size. It's derived from sharecropping. So many issues are there, as you see here. So they do have less access to energy. Then again, they do have less access to food. That's less access to, again, this low income of the household affects their less access to food. But mainly, they are not using the water, the irrigation water, so that leads to them to have crop only once in a year. So they are not using their land twice in a year like their counterparts, male-headed households. So they face food insecurity in their home. And again, less access to dairy products, since their land is either rented or either they gave it for sharecropping, or they are engaged in sharecropping system. They don't have enough food for the animals, so they lose big animals. So at the same time, they are not using good nutritious foods. So this is how it is a lot of complicated issues there. So if I wish just to have time and to explain everything, but just for the sake of time, I will limit here. Anyway, they do have less access to food because of their less access to irrigation water. And again, climate change and water, energy, food nexus. They do have less access to water, irrigation water. They do have less access to food. They do have less access to energy, like solar energy. So the adverse effects of climate change, like frost and flooding, perpetuates their severe living standard, their severe lifestyle, like it's an additional problem. Climate change, adverse effects of climate change is an additional problem for them. So it perpetuates their poverty, and it perpetuates their access to water, energy, food nexus. So like a discussion, the findings illustrates female-headed households limited access to the resources that leads them to the less access to water, energy, food, and the vice versa. This results corroborates with the assertion of feminist political ecology, which is subfield that brings feminist theory and objective to political ecology. Feminist political ecology suggests gender as a crucial variable of power that shapes access to and control over natural resources. So their access to and their control over natural resources is depending on the gender equality level and the gender inequality level. So in Ethiopia, most of the society or most of our people are living in rural areas. So there is gender imbalance between men and women-headed households. So that reflects their less access to natural resources. So feminist political ecology also shows how social identities, they make up in and through relations with natural and everyday material practices. For instance, in our context, it's not cultural to plow the land by themselves, to harvest or to cultivate the land by themselves for female-headed households. So these cultural obstacles or social identities affects their access to this irrigation water. The results are also in line with other researchers on less access to water, energy, and food. So conclusion, unfavorable effects of climate change and variability are posing serious gender differentiated challenges to male and female-headed households in their access to water, energy, and food resources. Both are derived from, in this case, derived from this less access to irrigation technology, or of course they do have access, but they lost the control over these resources. So there are serious and complex causes of access to wave resources, which makes the vicious circle that is difficult to solve, So detailed understanding of access to as a way forward, detailed understanding of access to and control over these resources from a gender perspective is important to develop gender-based strategies and speed up access to these resources for underprivileged group. So incorporating local contextual factors. For instance, globally, they raised as a factor population development, climate change, like this. But when we contextualize in Ethiopia, it's not only the population development, it's not only climate change, but also the socio-cultural context, the social norm, just being dependent on labor, just having low income also a factor. So factors in the national nexus framework and micro policies, since the wave nexus is a recently emerging approach worldwide and new specifically for Ethiopia. So research and development initiatives should introduce strategies with a focus on female-headed households for capacity building in different dimensions. So this is what I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. What a beautiful and insightful gender perspective, ma'am. The research work was so informative in respect of household prospects, accessibility issues, and potential of women in it. All the nitty-gritties were perfect and captivating, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing this beautiful piece of research with us. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to
Okay, thank
invite
you.
our next keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Shalini Yadav, Professor, Department of English, CITM Jaipur. She will present on Resilient and Assertive Voices, Life Narratives of Indian Women. She has more than 17 years of experience in teaching and mentoring student management, including both graduate and undergraduate levels. She has got the merit of publishing books like Reconnecting Post-Colonial Literature, Emerging Psyche of Indian Women, A Feminist Perspective, On the Wings of Life, Women Writing Womanhood, Post-Colonial Transition, and Cultural Dialects, a textbook of English for engineers. As an event coordinator and convener, she has organized several academic seminars and events and participated in poetry recitations at national and international level carnivals and chaired various sessions. She has authored, edited more than 12 books and has more than 26 publications in national and international journals. She has more than 14 book chapters and more than 16 paper presentations in seminars and webinars. She has also enacted as keynote speaker and session chair at various occasions and has attended more than 65 workshops, FTPs, webinars, seminars, etc. We are delighted to welcome you on the board, ma'am.
Thank you, Dilpreet. Thank you for such an overwhelming introduction. First of all, I would like to say thanks to ICERT to give me this chance again to be a keynote speaker here. Good evening. All beautiful and powerful Happy International. I would like to say that Dr. Dilpreet Saima, who spoke in a very already spoke a lot to areas
I think we have lost the connect with the ma'am. Meanwhile, I would like to introduce Navneet ma'am.
extremely sorry, actually my net was fluctuating.
Excuse me, ma'am, you can do one thing. You can switch off your video.
Audible, Dilpreet, now?
No, ma'am, you're not. You can switch off your video and then you can speak. I think then we are going to hear you. Thank you.
Navneet ma'am, can you please give a vote of thanks to our keynote speakers and our convention chair?
Sure, ma'am. I think ma'am has some network glitch. Thank you, Dilpreet ma'am, for calling me once again. Dr. Grace, it was a beautiful session explained by you about UN preamble. Courage, sacrifice, determination, commitment, toughness, heart, talent, guts. That's what little girls are made of. The heck with sugar and spice. Thank for wonderful presentation. It was really very informative. Thank you, Dr. Grace. I want to appreciate Dr. Rajinder Rupal. I really want to admire the facts and figures you have discussed about gender gaps. You gave wonderful examples and solutions to reduce digital gender inequalities. Thank you, Dr. Rajinder, for your presence. And Professor Jevadu Meseret, I truly revered the topic you have taken, that is gender dimension of water, energy, food nexus. Everything is energy. And that is all that is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, this is physics, and you have totally proved it. Wonderful sessions going on, Dr. Dilpreet. I think there was a glitch with Dr. Shalini. We can go next. Thank you so much to all the presenters present over here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your beautiful words. Now, I would quickly move to our technical session and our first presenter, Mrs. Yathnayat Olmo, lecturer, Tabor University. She is a dynamic lecturer with 4 years of successful water supply engineering experience. She has participated in research and community service. She is known for interesting lectures with helpful supporting materials and detail-oriented classroom management. She is dedicated to individual student success and comprehensive understanding. She has done higher diploma license in professional teacher education, Master of Science in Water Supply and Sanitary Engineering, and Bachelor in Science in Water Supply and Environment Engineering. She has certifications in technology, faculty, externship programs for academic staff, leadership skill training for female instructors organized by Debre University Gender Office and Human Resources. Also, she has certification in Python software training for beginners. She has also accredited many publications to her name. We welcome you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much for your introduction. It's a great pleasure for me to be a participant of this great occasion. And also, I would like to express my thanks and appreciation the organizations, Debre Tabor University and ICERT. My name is Yathnayat Olmo. I'm a lecturer for the past 4 years at Debre Tabor University, Faculty of Technology, and in the Department of Water Resource and Hydraulic Engineering. Since I'm a part of Technology Faculty, this year topic for International Women's Day topic termed as innovation in technology for gender equality concerns me very well. So in our country, the involvement of women in technology and innovation is very low. They believe this kind of task, education as well as job, is belong to men. When I try to share my experience, when I was a student of Armament University for my first degree, in one section there were a total of 67 students. From this, females were 7 in number. During that time, females failed to join the engineering faculty or the engineering education system in university level. So before starting my presentation, let me honor, respect, and adore all the amazing women in our life on this International Women's Day, whether they are your mother, wife, sister, or daughter. Let's demonstrate our pride in their achievements and commitments to build a world free of AIDS for women. Thank you. So let us go to my presentation. Is that visible for you, the slide?
No, ma'am, it is not.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, your screen has been started sharing.
Okay. Thank you. My presentation status: women involvement in leadership at higher education institutions. The outline is this one. It contains the introduction. Why do we need to focus on women, as well as barriers to female leadership and strategy to address these challenges are the main outlines of the presentation. As introduction, leadership is not about title, position, or power. Every person has the ability and potential to lead others to great achievement. Every person is a leader in some capacity, whether in business, family, athletics, or civil organization, or in church or mosques. Leading is influencing the attitude of the people being led. Despite international initiatives for gender equality and fairness in higher education institutions, research in numerous countries demonstrate that women remain underrepresented in senior academic leadership roles. The study findings reveal that the underrepresentation of women in leadership positions is due to the gender bias are shown in favor of males and against women, with the assumption that women are weak and do not have the required potential and capability to lead. So why do we need to focus on women? We have different qualities and also gifts that everybody concentrates on women. The first thing is women leaders are significantly stronger than male leaders in terms of empathy, flexibility, sociability, and willingness to take risk, as we believe that women are more careful, courageous, connected, and creative. In addition to that, the reason why we focus on women is that women represent the highest number of the community. As we all know, almost 50% of the population of the world are represented by women. The other point is that female leaders are better to engage their followers than male leaders. Followers who work for a female leaders are more engaged on average than those who work for a male leader. In addition to that, women do it better leaders than men, and as well as women are the family health care. Almost approximately 80% of healthcare decisions are taken by women in the family. There are obstacles that prevent a woman from progressing to higher level position. It may be social issue or organizational and institutional issue, or it may be personal traits. When we see the personal traits that prevent women to be part of the leadership or part of the higher leadership is lack of self-confidence. This lack of self-confidence was felt amended from the deep-rooted social norms. When we grow, women are not appreciated, rather than they are discouraged by the society or the family or the community that cannot able to do anything by themselves. The other is the notion of presentism. When women see that it has too much hard work, too much commitment, not forgetting the double burden they feel no comfortable in term roles. The other barrier is work-life balance. Women are torn by the double burden. They will stay in the same job rather than employees. For better opportunity to further their careers is based on the suit of the family. The most barrier that's considered all women is that family responsibilities. Women have the lion's share of household responsibilities, such as caring for their children, caring for young as well as sick, as well as elder family members in a family. When we see the organizational issues, the first one is less assertive tactics when seeking promotion. The failure to self-advocate a well-deserved rise or promotion slows professional women rise to high level of leadership. The other constraint is gender bias and stereotyping. Employers tend to interpret men's assertive behavior in the workplace as strong, commanding, and direct. But when women display the same assertiveness, their employers often see them as aggressive, pushy, and shrilling. The final and not the least constraint is gender prejudices. In the world, there is a prevalence of thought leader main mindsets. When we see the social factors, it includes less developed women leadership network. Men's historical dominance in the workplace has resulted in less developed networks of female leaders, and societal limit females' potential in aspiring for leadership is another factor. Due to cultural factors, women are not supported by society, and even their contribution are not seen despite the multiple responsibilities taken by them. Finally, women are viewed as having no bravery or great physical ability to take up leadership position, which in a way is being discriminated against at the weak sex. So what are the strategies need to be designed so as to mitigate challenges facing female or women in leadership position at higher education institution? In that, the first one is working smarter. For women leaders, working smarter means having a positive mindset and determinations, and also having role models, having a strong role model. Seeing women who look like you have been promoted is a huge confidence booster. When we see like my role model is my mother, she's energetic, she gave everything, she like bears 5 children, she lived a life of, she dedicated her life for us. So having a role model is a key to be a good leader. The other is networking. This is the key because not only does it help you with fighting the venom regarding traces and opportunities, giving you an organization option. Utilizing synergy is another strategy. Women have and should develop a unique combination of skill sets, interpersonal, and words authentic attributes that help us achieve this balance. Being authentic, female leadership development programs are the main strategies that will boost the contribution of men into the leadership. So this is all. I will finish my presentation by stating the quote of William Golding. He said that, I think women are foolish to pretend they are equal to men. They are far superior and always have been. Finally, happy International Women's Day to all the women who are breaking barriers and making history. Today, let's celebrate the beauty, grace, and the strength of women all around the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your beautiful articulated presentation, ma'am. I really abide by your words that yes, women are not equal. They are always superior to men. Thank you for this insightful presentation. Now, I would like to move on next guest speaker. I would like to invite Ms. Tigist Simachu Asefa. She is a lecturer at Debre Tabor University. With more than 9 years of experience, she has done Master of Science in Structural Engineering and Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering. She has attended several international conferences, webinars, and trainings, and interested in civil engineering research like earthquake, concrete structure, composite structure, structural dynamics, fiber materials, fracture mechanism. She has been a part of various committees like Technology Faculty Academic Committee, Technology Faculty Curriculum Review Committee, Civil Engineering Department Academic Committee, Civil Engineering Department Discipline Committee, Civil Engineering Department Exam Evaluation Committee, and also she is a scientific reviewer for Structural Engineering Journal elsewhere. She will enlighten us on the topic women participation in engineering in the case of construction industry sector. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Tigist Simachu, and I'm from Debre Tabor University, Faculty of Technology and Department of Civil Engineering. And I'm a lecturer in the Civil Engineering department. I will try to share my PPT. Sorry for the delays. That's visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, my title for my presentation is Women Participation in the Construction Industry Sectors. And as we know that the construction sector is one of a vehicle for employment as well as for economical development, then women participation is, as we know, it's less, and women population is half of our population. And knowing the participation of women is vital. And as we know, when we discuss about participation, it refers to a simple demographical representation for a society, and the representative are assumed to share the value, their attitude towards to the representative location. And when we discuss about representatives, it's about how they represent effectively or not. It's not effectively, but when we discuss about effective participation, it requires the participation are actively engaged in the construction industry, and this effective participation would be considered the role of decision making, such as whether the process is viewed as accessible, transparent, fair, and consistency with the existing law and regulation or a policy. And as we know, women are seriously just underrepresented in the construction sectors, and in the women are only about 70% of the total construction workforces. When we say workforces, it includes architectural designer, site engineer, quantity surveyor, also in the management part, as well as in the labor. In India, example, they have 50% workforce women. From 50, only 1.4 are engineer, architects, a designer, and administrative. The rest will be as a construction laborers. And also in Cuba, 20.3% of the workforces are women, but only 4% are participating in the managerial position. That means in the project manager, vice project manager, in the design architects. And also when we come to in Africa, in South Africa, it's about 30% of the women are architects, quantity surveyor, as well as civil engineer, but only 3.6% are a managerial position. And when we come to in Ethiopia, women's participation in the construction sector is not well studied, and we plan to do that. We already prepared some proposal on that. From this data, we can say that women participation in the construction is still facing a major challenges with this industry. And women who choose the career, that means non-traditional occupation, such as in the construction industry, have to face many challenges in order to enter the retain in the industry. Also entering is difficult. After entering, also staying in that position also difficult for them also. And the major barrier facing by women in the construction sector is in terms of entry. And when they have a career development, also orientation have a high. And we know that a men-dominated image and culture for the construction industry strongly deter women from entering it. And when we gather some information from female college students, they have a negative view on this industry and considering it not to be placed for a woman rather than a man's world. And this view comes from the society-wide what they are thinking about, because they are thinking about that the mans are physically fitted and it's fitted for the construction work. But when we come to the reality in the construction side, they are not only working the physical part, rather than there is a mental part also participating. Then when we come to the management staff, when we come to dispute stuff, we know that the dispute resolution is the main thing for a construction industry to be ended with economy and time. And when we think about that, there is no need of a physical fitness for it to be just like that. And they think the construction sectors are related with a physical thing. Even if they have a chance in entering in this sector, the women are facing so many problems. From that, the sexual harassment is the first thing. And more than 60% of women are facing this sexual harassment. Let me give you my experience. When I was an intern student, I was facing such physical harassment because I was working far from my hometown, and I should go to there to be around 3 hours vehicles. And just like after I'm come back to my home, they will harass me at the site, also outside the site. And also some of my friends are raped and got pregnant, and there is so many problems that facing in the site. And also inadequate safety equipment. When we come to the equipment, there is wearing hats and just like shoes, safety shoes, and those shoes and safety hats are not like fitted for women, because they have a big foot size for safety shoes, and we can not have that also. And a woman may not receive the same attention because they try to disrespect us because we are women. Like they think us, we don't have any capacity, or they think women are not capable of like fighting or something like that in the site. They think just like that. And also the daily labor, also the site engineer, others also try to disrespect us when we engaging in the site work. And the main thing also, when we pregnant, the climbing can be hazard during the late stage of the pregnancy, and also associated with the terming of birth, and they are not considering or just try to help women when they have in the pregnancy later stage. And that's the main factor that's facing when they have when we are just in the site. Also, the recruitment process are favor the man, not the women's, and those things are a very, very difficult thing to face when we try to recruitment ourselves. And as we discussed previously, we know that women are underrepresented in the construction industry. To increase the number of women participation in the construction industry sector, not only in the labor force. Nowadays, they are participating good percent in labor force. That means they are not putting themselves in the managerial position. Then we do have to do something. There is something expected from the government, the society, and also the women, from us women. And from the government, the gender mainstreaming policy makes sure considering this when the making some policy like protection law, and the world should use the women potential, wisdom, also have less susceptible to the corruption. Women are not like easily corrupted, as we know that the construction sector is highly corrupted. If we put maybe a woman on the position of managerial position, then this may be the big resolution methods. And the career opportunity must be communicated to a school like we are now doing for STEM. They should know that the engineering, all the engineering courses, construction sectors, and also the fabricas are not only for men, but we can do also as a man. And it's important to educate our partner, our parents, teachers, career advisors, because the main thing is nowadays societal think the women cannot do this, and this is not for women. They are just stereotyping of the work, and they should not do that. They should, because we may doesn't have that physically fitted person, but we are more fitted in mentally, and we can do more than what they are just expected from us. And that's my advising. Thank you so much for listening, and have a good time.
Thank you so much for this beautiful presentation, ma'am. It was a great, insightful one. We really got to know about the women participation in construction industry. Now, I would quickly like to invite our next speaker, Professor Dr. Anupama Gupta, Principal, Government Degree College, Marine, District Kathua, Jammu and Kashmir. She will present on innovation and technology in promoting gender equality. And it is my sincere request for all the speakers that please wind up your presentations in 5 minutes. We are really short of time. Thank you so much. Professor Dr. Anupama Gupta, we welcome you.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Good evening to one and all present here. Happy International Women's Day to all of you. Firstly, I convey my gratitude to ICERT management for giving me an opportunity to share my view at this forum. Before the start of the presentation on the topic, let me focus why we celebrate International Women's Day. What is the need of this celebration? Globally, women constitute 50% of total population. Then why a particular or specific day to celebrate women? Why not each day is a Women's Day? Firstly, International Women's Day was celebrated in 1911. Since then, it became global event that bring together individual groups, organizations, and societies to raise awareness about women issues and advocate gender equality. Various women issues are women education, voter right, financial independence, safety. It is necessary to highlight the achievement of women. It can be socially, culture, political, or professional. Main objective of International Women's Day are to create awareness about gender equality, highlight the achievement of women in all fields, including art, sport, political areas, to bring women folk together to share their success stories and experience and build networking. Let us have look at barriers that bring gender equalities. It can be culture, social, economic, or political. Various issues are there like gender stereotype, culture, social norms, lack of representation. Much has been discussed already. Let's have a look at next slide. Here it is a word woman and two pictures appears. I want to recall when we are teaching a small kid and we want to familiarize a kid with alphabet, say W. W for woman, and mostly such type of pictures appears that woman teacher or woman doing household work. My question is, when women are doing exceptionally good in all sphere of life, whether it is scientist, astronauts, researcher, leadership, why household work mean woman and teacher means woman or woman mean teacher? Why not any other profession? Why household work picture shows woman, not men? This is my views regarding gender equality. This is totally our stereotype nature or culture that plays a role. Now come to the topic, that is role of innovation and technology in promoting gender equality. Innovation and technology can play a significant role in promoting gender equality by addressing many of the challenges that women face. Firstly, increasing access to education. Technology enables one that one can access from anywhere anytime, or anyone can access it. Whether it is a male or female, whether he or she is living in remote area or underprivileged area, no barrier. Online courses, e-learning platforms, education apps, and other digital tools can overcome traditional barrier to education. Certificate courses through MOOCs, Coursera, and many more are available from various national and international institutions. Next is workforce participation. Flexi hours can enable women to balance work and caregiving responsibilities. Technical tools can help reduce gender bias in recruitment and performance evaluations. In fact, today's event is an example of technology through which we all are connected to each other globally, no matter male or female. Financial inclusion, entrepreneurship, these are also easy with the use of technology. Mobile banking, digital payments, e-commerce platform can help women to access financial services, expand their business opportunities, and participate more fully in economy through technical networking. Nowadays, women are successfully running various online business like bakery, cooking, food services, shopping, apps, event management, and many more. Next one is improving healthcare. Technology can be used to improve access to healthcare for girls, especially in remote and underserved areas. Telemedicines, mobile health apps can connect women with healthcare providers and enable them to receive medical advice. Arogya Setu app is one of the examples. Nowadays, digital watch can monitor basic health parameters. Next is preventing gender-based violence, safety and security of women. Technology can be used to prevent and respond to gender-based violence by providing women with access to panic button, safety apps, online reporting tools, and to protect them from violence and harassment. Promoting gender diversity and reducing gender bias. Artificial intelligence can help to reduce gender bias in recruitment and remove gender identifier from resumes and job applications. How we can change mindset of men for women in family or in long run society. Technology can be helpful here also. Technology can expose men to variety of perspectives, access to information, narratives related to gender roles and equality, which can help challenge traditional beliefs and biases. Social media and online forums like Instagram, YouTube provide platform for women to share their experiences and voices, and for men to listen and learn. Digital tools, household gadgets, shopping apps can help men share responsibility and contribute equally to household work. I will conclude with the International Women's Day serve as a reminder of ongoing struggle for gender equality and the need for continued advocacy, action, commitment to creating a world that is fair and equitable for all with support of technology. Being a teacher community, we must do our part to create safe, supportive, and inclusive environment for all our students, including women. That means promoting and encouraging women to pursue their passion, support their efforts to succeed, breaking down barriers that prevent them to reach at the pinnacle of their careers. Let us work together to ensure that every individual, regardless of gender, has the opportunity to make positive impact on the world. Let us celebrate each day as Women's Day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this motivational and inspiring presentation. Surely we should make every day as a Women's Day. And there is a paradox because there are many struggles, and we have to ensure that all the women can pursue their passions. Very wonderful and insightful presentation. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, I would quickly like to invite our next guest speaker, that is Dr. Rajshri Rathod, Associate Professor, Department of English, Tilak College of Education, Pune, Maharashtra. He will deliver a presentation on status of women in India and women empowerment. We welcome you, sir. It is my sincere request to all the guest speakers, please wind up your presentation in 5 minutes because we are in really dearth of time and we want to cover all the expert opinions and knowledge sessions of all the presenters. Thank you so much.
Is the PPT visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Namaste and good evening to one and all. I'm Dr. Rajshri Rathod from Tilak College of Education, Pune, Maharashtra. The topic which I'm going to present today, the status of women in India and women empowerment. So very first, the question came in my mind that why we are celebrating Women's Day, why we are not celebrating Men's Day globally. So I try to find out the answer of this question, and I come to know that women and children, they comes under the weaker section of the society, and that's why we are celebrating Women's Day globally. So this year, theme of International Women's Day is DigitALL, Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. It's a beautiful quotation given in Sanskrit that yatra naryastu pujjante ramante tatra devtaha. The meaning of this beautiful quotation is where women are honored, divinity blossoms there. In Hindi, जहां स्त्रियों का आदर होता है, वहां देवता रमन करते हैं. The status of women in India. The status of women in India has been subject to many great changes over the past few millennia, from equal status with men in ancient time, through the lowest point of medieval period, to the promotion of equal right by many reformers. The history of women in India has been eventful. If we see the status of women in ancient India, the woman enjoyed equal status with men in all fields of life. She had freedom to choose partner for marriage. Daughters were not considered as a liability or unwelcome guest in the family. If we see the age of Manusmriti, here the woman's status started deteriorating. However, in later period, the status of women began to decline. Age of Manusmriti, women were not given freedom of any point of the time in her life. Not marrying a girl before the age of 14 years was a sin. If we see the medieval period, sati system started, child marriage was started, parda system was started, ban on widow remarriage was started. And if we see the modern period, in modern India, women have adorned high officials in India, including that of President, Prime Minister, Speakers of Lok Sabha, and leader of opposition, and in doing very well in every walks of life. However, women in India generally are still exposed to numerous social issues. According to global study conducted by Thomson and Reuters, India is the 4th most dangerous country in the world for women. If we see women in India, total population is 1.5 billion, almost equal to the combined population of USA, Indonesia, Brazil, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Japan put together. And the women population, if we see, it is near about 48.5%. If we see the sex ratio, that 1020 female to 1000 male, and child sex ratio, 998 girls to 1,000 boys. Women are also suffering from mental mortality, women trafficking, malnutrition, exploitative practices, child marriage, dowry. Due to lack of time, I'm not going in detail with these points. Gender violence, child labor, eve teasing, sexual harassment, acid attacks, family abuse, and a lot more. Now, if we see women, though they are facing a lot of problems, lot of challenges, but women are strong at, they are very multitasking. They can do so many things together. They are multitasking. They are strong at that. They are very innovative. They want to do everything with very creatively, or very, we can say, innovatively. They are very close to nature. They are very kind, very cooperative. They have what we can say, their physical strength is to the next level, and untapped energy. Though they are strong at all these points, but they are not aware of all these things. Now, there are few facts about the Indian woman, that 40% of the girls are married before the age of 16 years. Nearly 35% of married girls bear their children before the age of 18 years. 1,25,000 women die from pregnancy and related causes every year. Mental mortality in India, it's second highest in the world. This is not what I'm saying, the researchers, it's saying. Globally, 43% of women and 51% of pregnant women suffer from iron deficiency and anemia. Girls and women face nutritional discrimination, eating last and least. They have limited support services. They don't have legal and customary rights on property and assets. Their intellectual and capabilities are undervalued. They are not acknowledged as a breadwinner, though they are earning, but they are acknowledged as the bread maker, not the breadwinner. Most of the women work in unorganized sector without any protection. Few more facts. Development program often neglect the gender issues, and there is wider gender differential in achievements. There are unequal power relation between men and women in the family and society also. Designation of male as a head of household for all social, economic, and political purpose. Parenting is primarily a woman concern. Women have less opportunities than men. They are treated as a sex object, prostitution, trafficking, and pornography. Women have not achieved equality with men and in any country. Their place is considered at home, and public life is controlled by men. They play secondary role in decision-making also. Their self-worth is undermining. Their self-concept is based on men's perception. There are few laws for women in India. So Dowry Prohibition Act 1961, Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971, Equal Remuneration Act, which was constituted in 1976, Indecent Representation of Women Prevention Act 1987, the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006, Sexual Harassment of Women Act at Workplace, Prevention, Prohibition, and Redressal Act 2013. Now, if we talk about the women empowerment refers to increasing the spiritual, political, social, economical, gender, or economic strength of individuals and communities of women. There's this holistic approach of women empowerment. So first is learning. We have to educate the women. Then always have to keep their morals high. Self-image, when a girl born in a family, from that time only the parents started saying that you are a girl, you are not supposed to do this thing, that thing. So their self-image must have to be built. We have to give power to the women, economic power, social power, cultural power. Their growth is very important. So we have to pay attention to the growth of a woman. We have to give option to her to choose their career. We have to give access to everything to the women. And of course, we have to change our mindset that through the positive thinking. So this is what is the holistic approach of women empowerment. There are 7 S of women empowerment. First is Shiksha, that is education. Second is Swasthya, that is health. Third is Swavalamban, that is self-reliance. We have to make them economically independent. Samajik Nyay, that is justice. Samvedan, sensitivity. Samanta, we have to give them equal rights, that is equality. And of course, Suraksha, that is self-defense. So these are the 7 S for women empowerment. I just wanted to conclude my presentation with a beautiful quote by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Once he said, "I measure the progress of a community by the degree of progress which women have achieved." The role of a woman in the development of society is utmost important. In fact, it is the only thing that determines whether a society is strong and harmonious or otherwise. Women are the backbone of the society, which is said by Shri Shri Ravi Shankar. Cross culture and over centuries, it has been proven that women can change the world around. Now we can say women are doing very well in their respective fields, but still the best yet to come. I just want to conclude by saying a beautiful quotation by Shri Harivansh Rai Bachchan ji. जिंदगी की उड़ान अभी बाकी है, जिंदगी के इम्तिहान अभी बाकी है, अभी तो नापी है मुट्ठी भर जमीन हमने, अभी तो पूरा आसमान बाकी है. These are few selected references. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Very beautiful and inspiring presentation, I must say. You truly depicted women empowerment and a true picture of women in India. Thank you so much for this beautifully articulated presentation. Now, I would like to invite our next guest speaker, Dr. Delight Emoji Idika, Senior Research Fellow, Institute of Education, University of Calabar, on advancing gender equality and empowerment of women and girls through education in the digital age. I would again remind all the guest speakers to restrict their presentations within 5 minutes, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. I feel so happy to be part of what is happening today in this great occasion organized by Debre Tabor University in collaboration with the ICERT on the occasion of the UN International Women's Day, which has this beautiful theme, the theme for now, DigitALL, Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. Standing on the existing protocol, I want to appreciate all the organizers of this program. I want to particularly say thank you to everyone whose effort has yielded this success today. Particularly, I want to thank Mosaima Pervez, whose mails keep running into my box, and I got so used to her. I want to also thank every other person, all the delegates, whose effort has yielded a success. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today on International Women's Day, we are together to celebrate the incredible progress we have made towards gender equality. And to recognize work that still needs to be done. One of the important tools we have for advancing gender equality and empowering women and girls is education. Incidentally, I'm an education researcher, and I've done so much work in this area, and I see that there's still much work to be done. And because of it all, I have come to realize that education plays a critical role, in bridging the gap of inequality. All over the world, and as also recognized in the National Policy of Education by Federal Republic of Nigeria, where I'm talking from, education is an instrument as well as an investment that can be used to achieve more rapid economic, social, political, and technological, scientific, and cultural development. And this is the reason why our governments are devoting relatively significant portion of their yearly budget to development of the education sector. Education, we know, is a fundamental human right and a powerful tool for advancing gender equality and to empower women and girls. And through education, women have come to receive values, skills, words, orientation, knowledge that have come to embolden them and give confidence to them, and which has also put them in a position, to make better and informed decisions about themselves, about their health, about participation in politics, about acceptance of global opportunities, among others. Education can expose learners to different perspectives and include more women in STEM. STEM, we know, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics field, hence helping to erase the notion that certain fields are only for men. Women will therefore have opportunity to go into careers and fields that have traditionally been men-dominated. The digital age has opened up incredible opportunities for education, allowing us to connect with people and resources from all over the world, in many parts of the world. However, women and girls still face significant barriers accessing education, particularly when it comes to technology. We have heard so much today. We know so much of the limitation of the woman in this area. In fact, I drew inspiration so much from the woman that is at the helm of affairs in my institution, University of Calabar, that in her just 2 terms in office, she had been able to put some things on ground. Just in 2 tenures of office, she had made herself a name in infrastructure and in transformation technology. Regularly, we have found out within 2 years, coming up with innovative directorates, such as the Directorate of Carbon Innovation Center, the Directorate of Open and Distance Learning, and diversity and inclusivity, and put men and women to man such area. These are opportunities that can be opened for women. One of the key barriers we have heard today, and which is repeating in this paper, is a lack of access in technology itself. In many parts of the world, they are likely to have access, women are likely and are less likely to have access to computer. Example, the smartphone, less number of girls have them than boys. Even when they do have the access, they may not have the skills or knowledge to use them effectively and to maximize their potential. This is why it is important to invest in digital technology. And digital technology, as we know, refers to technology-enhanced learning or e-learning, involving innovative use of digital tools and technology to bring about effective teaching and learning. Digital education programs can be possible and are possibly designed for women and girls. Online courses like e-learning platforms can be made for women and girls. We have e-books. They can provide flexible access ways for women and for girls, regardless of their location and their situation. For example, online entrepreneur courses, as we heard last, provide women with tools which they need, to carry out their own businesses and become independent. Continuing with digital education, by providing them with the skills and knowledge where they need to use technology, we can help to bridge this gap, this unwanted gap, the gender gap, and empower them to take control of their lives. Digital education can help to improve access to education for girls, women, particularly those living in rural areas, as most of our women are found in the rural areas and in disadvantaged places. Digital education can foster a supportive environment for the girls, for the women, by providing safe spaces for the girls. As we heard last, women will have to now learn and connect with each other, thereby building an opportunity for a community of girls and women to pursue their goals and get fulfilled. This is in view of the fact that there could be harassment and gender-based violence, as we often hear and are getting strong on a daily basis online, and they can create, an environment of safety that will discourage, this has created an environment of insecurity that discourage women from engaging in online education and networking. Addressing these challenges will require a multifaceted approach.
Sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. Sorry to interrupt you. Can you just wind up the presentation?
Thank you. Government can invest in digital infrastructure and policies, that prioritize gender equality and promote women and girls' involvement. Civil society can advocate women and girls' right to access education and protect them from such harassment. Education is a tool for advancing gender equality and empowerment of women and girls. In digital, all that matters as far as this team is concerned, to get all women, get all girls to be involved in the digital transformation. It's a journey of strategized, planned change involving every woman, organization directly or indirectly connected with women, and to the girl child to dominate or relevant in a competitive marketplace by leveraging disruptive technologies. This is a non-stop journey for improving women efficiency and continuously unlocking new values, new worth, new achievements, new heights through innovative products and processes, through new value proposition, through the technology. This convention has been so named to encourage women and girls in this digital age that we have an opportunity to leverage technology, overcome barriers to gender equality, and promote women and girls with quality education that meet their specific needs. By working together, we can create a world for every woman, every girl who have opportunity to maximize their potential, to contribute to community and drive economic growth and development. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a wonderful presentation, and really education is the tool that can promote gender equality. Now I would like to invite our next speaker, Dr. Swarna, Assistant Professor, INM PG College, Meerut. She will present on analysis of role of ICT in promoting women's participation in socio-economic and political development. Please, guest speakers, this is a sincere request to wind up your presentation in 4 to 5 minutes. Thank you. Dr. Swarna, have you joined?
Ma'am, unmute yourself. Dr. Swarna, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, but it is...
It's done. It's done.
Okay. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to present over here on this very special occasion, International Women's Day. A very good morning, a good evening to everyone. I, Dr. Swarna, Assistant Professor of English, INM PG College, Meerut, UP, India, is going to deal with my presentation on the topic and analysis of the role of ICT in promoting women's participation in socio-economic and political development. So for that, let me share the screen first. My screen is audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the topic is already introduced by me. And as you know, that women have been historically marginalized and disadvantaged, and it is imperative to empower them in all spheres of life, including social, economic, and political. So the present study explores the relationship between women empowerment and the use of information and communication technologies. And if we talk about the women empowerment, so women empowerment is a crucial issue in the modern world, and ICT has the potential to empower women by providing them to access to information, education, employment opportunity, and networking. And this presentation aimed to examine the role of ICT in empowering women and how it has impacted women's life globally. It also provides recommendations for future research and policy initiatives. I would like to start my presentation from the very beautiful quote by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, that to awaken the people, it's women who must be awakened. Once she is on the move, the family moves, the village moves, and the nation moves. So the next is the key terms of my presentation, which I'm going to discuss during my presentation. First is education and skill development. Second is networking and social connections. Third one is health and governance. And fourth one is challenges to access to ICT. And fifth one is recommendations for policymakers and stakeholders. Due to the shortage of time, it is not possible for me to play this YouTube video. So now come to the next topic. If we go through the area, education and skill development, all of the speakers have already introduced so much on these areas. So let me discuss in brief that online learning platform have made education access to women from remote areas. Women can now enroll in courses, programs for universities around the world. ICT has also enabled women to develop new skills, learning courses, and other technology-related skills and enter new industries and establish their own business and become financially independent through online marketplace and e-commerce. And according to a report by the World Bank, the ICT sector has introduced potential to create up 10 million jobs for women in developing countries by 2030. Moreover, the flexibility of remote work has made it easier for women to balance their work and family responsibilities. And if we talk about the next area is networking and social connections. ICT has also enabled women to connect with each other and social and professional networks. Online forums and social platforms have provided women with the opportunity to share their experience, exchange ideas, and provide support to each other. And these networks have been particularly important for women who are basically from remote areas or who face social barriers to networking. Moreover, ICT has enabled women to connect with mentors, role models who can provide them with guidance and support in their careers. And if we go through the health and governance, so ICT has also improved women's health by providing access to health information and services. Women in rural areas can use mobile phones to connect with healthcare providers and receive messages and advices related to health. For instance, in Uganda, the Text to Change project uses messaging to educate women on reproductive health and promote them with access to healthcare services. ICT has also promoted women's participation in governance, providing access to information and platform for encouraging engagement in a lot of areas. And women can now participate in online discussions, share their valuable advices, hold their leaders accountable. And this seminar or this unconventional program is the best example for that. And for instance, in Kenya, Ushadi platform enables women to report cases of gender-based violence and monitor government responses. And if we go through the next, but during this process, women have to face various challenges to access to ICT. Firstly, there is a gender-digital divide in access to women. Women are likely to own a mobile phone or have access to the internet than men. This is particularly true in low-income countries where women have to face economic cultural, and social barriers to accessing ICT. According to a report by the International Telecommunication Union, women are 10% less likely to own a mobile phone and 23% less to use the internet compared to men. And secondly, there is a lack of gender-sensitive content and services on digital platform. This can limit the opportunity for women connect with other women or access information that is relevant to their lives. Thirdly, there are risks associated with online harassment and violence against women. Women may be subjected to online abuse, stalking, threats that can undermine their safety and well-being. Digital literacy remains a significant challenge for women participation, mainly for older women and those with limited education. Women need educational skills to benefit from ICT, but many lack the knowledge and confidence to use digital devices and services. Governments and developing partners need to provide digital literacy training to women participating those in rural areas. And there are a lot of recommendations and for policy makers and stakeholders. Firstly, there need to be a focus on bridging the gender digital divide. This can be achieved through initiatives such as providing affordable access to ICT, promoting digital literacy among women, addressing the social, cultural barriers that prevent women using ICT. Secondly, there need to be greater investment in creating gender-sensitive programs. Governments and civil society organizations need to develop and interventions to address online gender-based violence programs. So I would like to conclude my presentation that ICT has the potential to promote women empowerment by providing access to education, health, entrepreneurship, and governance. Governments and NGOs must take steps to bridge this gap, provide women with access to technology. Moreover, there is a need for greater investment in education, skill development programs that focus on women. And by doing so, we can ensure that women can fully participate in digital, economic, and realize their fully potential. And a nation will definitely help, and it will help a nation also, not only in progressing the family, but also the nation also. So this is all about my presentation. Thank you, Anna, and wish you a happy International Women's Day.
Same to you, ma'am. Thank you so much. It was a very holistic presentation, I must say, as far as access to ICT is concerned. You covered health, education, governance, entrepreneurship, all the essential key elements. Now, I would quickly introduce our next guest speaker, that is Dr. Deepika Deswal, Assistant Professor, Om Sterling Global University, Hisar. She will present on Gender Bias as a Social Construction in Rural Haryana, a Sociological Study. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Dilpreet Kaur ji. Good evening, everyone, to present here. And firstly, happy International Women's Day to present all beautiful women. Now, I'm sharing my screen. Ma'am, my screen is visible or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I present?
Yes, ma'am, sure. Please keep it in 4 to 5 minutes.
Yeah. You can tell the condition of the nation by looking at the status of its women, quoted by Jawaharlal Nehru. Today, presentation topic is gender bias as the social construction in the rural Haryana, a sociological study. I, Dr. Deepika Deswal, Assistant Professor, Om Sterling Global University. Ma'am, there is okay. Sociologically, the word gender refers the socio-cultural definition of men and women, the way society distinguish and women and assign them social roles. Ma'am, how to hide their purpose showing in the screen?
Ma'am, you can start your presentation by slideshow button.
There is not any minimize option, ma'am.
Ma'am, you can continue. We can see the slides.
Okay. Ma'am, yeah. The birth of the male child is welcomed with a happy heart, whereas that of the girl child is met with the depression. Overall, mothers and fathers' behavior were better predictor of children's gender role attitudes than parents' ideology. The country has a low sex ratio of 940 females per 1,000 males, which has shown slight improvement during the last decades. The last is 2011, according to census. The data is 1,000 males per 940 females. There is a current populations of India, according to 8 March 2023. Here are some causes of gender discrimination. First is education. Globally, 118.5 million girls and 125.5 million boys are out of school. Here is the literacy rates of female is 65.46 compared to males, which is 82.14%. Compared to boys, far fewer girls are enrolled in the schools, and the many of them drop out. And the second cause is household expenditure. Children, mostly boys, are more likely than girls to have maintenance chores like mowing the lawn or painting, while girls are given domestic chores like cooking and cleaning. And the other is the patriarchal setup in our Indian society. Mostly our Indian society is based on the patriarchy. In the role of a man is predominated of political leadership, moral authority, special privilege, and the control of the property.
Sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. Please wind up.
Yeah. Here is some suggestion and implication. Parents show more negative attitude regarding education in girl child, so there is a need to provide safe environment to girls and home as well as outside the home. Here is the conclusion. Mahatma Gandhi told that if a man is educated, be educated single person. If a woman is educated, the whole family is educated. Thank you so much for listening me.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a wonderful presentation, a real sociological aspect. We got a different perspective. Thank you so much for this beautiful articulation. Now I would like to invite our next speaker, Dr. Archana Sharma, Assistant Professor, SS Jain Subodh Girls, PG College, Sanganer, Jaipur. She will present on DigitALL innovation and technology for gender equality. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Dilpreet ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. My voice is audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. My topic is DigitALL innovations and technology. Ma'am, screen is visible?
Not yet, ma'am.
Wait, ma'am. Now visible, ma'am?
No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now it has started sharing.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
My topic is digital innovations and technology for gender equality. Digitalization offers amazing opportunities for gender equality, women's and empowerment, and for delivering health and education services around the world. At the same time, ensuring equitable participation in the internet age creates many challenges, and the stakes are highest for underdeveloped communities, particularly women and girls. Innovations and technologies and education in the digital age for achieving gender equality and the empowerment for all women girls. It is essential to ensure that everyone can equally benefit from new technologies, in particular women and girls leaving no one behind. The special needs of marginally and undeserved groups such as women, girls, young people with the disabilities. Digital technology has become critical to our lives. Online experiences and opportunities are also important for children and young particulars. Ma'am, please next slide. Digital technology has become critical to our lives. Ma'am, please next slide.
Sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. Please wind up.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Archana, it's okay if slides are not working, no problem. You just compile whatever
Okay,
you
thank
want
you,
to, whatever you
Thank
want
you.
to share. You can compile and you can close. Okay.
I think there is some technical glitch again. So thank you, ma'am, for your presentation. It was a very unique perspective on digitalization for gender equality. Thank you so much, ma'am. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Srividya Muthuvel, a trained graduate teacher, Sarhad School, Katraj, Pune, Maharashtra, on DigitALL, Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. We welcome you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I hope I'm audible and visible both.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Good evening to all the dignitaries present on the dais, and happy International Women's Day to one and all. And I'll start sharing my screen. Yeah. Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Today's my topic is DigitALL. Yeah, innovations in technology will speak after a while, but DigitALL. The picture on the slide itself states the artificial intelligence giving equity to both men and the women. Yeah, the male and the female. But before going into artificial intelligence, we must understand it is the woman who gives birth to a child. Yeah, may that be child a female or a male. And the taking care, the nurturing, the comprehending, the bringing up of the child is completely given to women rather than the men. Yeah, a child has been comprehensively brought up by the women of that house. But it is very, very, sick to say, when it comes to artificial intelligence, when the artificial intelligence has to be fed with the so-called knowledge, the men are into picture. The men who do not handhold women in the house or facilitate women in the house to bring up the real child, the real human being. How is it possible, computing or giving commands to the artificial intelligence? First, they have to understand the computation of human before computing the artificial intelligence. So this is a very raw statement. When it comes to digital and innovation, men are put forward rather than women. So over here in this picture, from artificial intelligence, we have to learn a thing that giving equity to both the gender is very important. Going ahead, this is DigitALL. Yeah, digiting all, everybody into one picture for innovation and technology for gender equality. That is a theme for Indian Women's Day 2023. Sorry, International Women's Day 2023. Here in the picture, we can see all types of women compiled together. You can see a woman who is working in an office. You can see a grandmother using a laptop. You can see a man using a mobile. You can see a Punjabi lady again using a laptop for teaching. Yeah, ladies from all the communities have come up for showing togetherness and growing up inclusively. So this shows growth in technology in inclusive manner, regardless from which region or religion they come from. So we all are equal in all the platforms. Yeah, digiting all. There is no first, second, third. No, all the digits have their own
Sorry to
importance.
interrupt you, ma'am. Please compile.
Sure, ma'am. Just please give me 5 minutes because, it takes immense preparation time also. Just give me 5 minutes, Dilpreet, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you. And I would, please request you to, from the next program, please put my name, in the second or third place, please. Because all the people take time and the people who come last, they are being asked to compile. It's a request.
No, ma'am, you can take your time, no problem.
Thank you so much. In this slide, we can clearly see technology and innovation for gender equality. Rather than equality, we must concentrate on equity. It is very important. Yeah, Mohammed Nasri sir, yeah, who is the director in the UN, who supports the women. He tells women and men can come together to make stronger commitment that will lead to investment and collective action. And this will help a country to grow. And during COVID-19, this gender digital divide was being seen. We did see that many women were being, terminated from their jobs because of the lack of their availability. So this must not have happened because the role of responsibility must be given equal to both. The trust issues must not be there. We saw that women do understand the social norms, but because the social norms actually, just push them back and do not allow them to express themselves, some women are lacking behind. Lack of education and lack of online safety, even the geographical conditions matters a lot for the women to grow. Shannon Kalyan Mitra, she's an entrepreneur, investment banker, and she's from Thailand. She's a tech, yeah, a techpreneur, what we can say. She tells this action of coalition has brought together a wide range of partners and stakeholders when gender equality and equity both comes into place. This is the perspective of UN we spoke about. Most of the women's experiences in tech industry like 71% of the women, they tell the same questions or comments were addressed to males rather than the females, because it is, like substantially misunderstood. Only the male can understand the artificial intelligence part more than the female intelligence. But this is misconception. Then 58% women were asked inappropriate questions during interviews. 39% were assigned the lower level tasks by misjudging or having the subjudice prior giving them jobs that women are capable for nothing, like, this has to be stopped. 37 were excluded from networking opportunities, and rest 28% have experienced unwanted sexual advantages from their colleagues, 58% from their superior, or 45% from their clients. So these are the margins where we have to work upon. Only when this all are worked upon, when women's safety is worked upon, yes, women will be ahead in every field. Here we can see the connections, that has been made, whether you can see in medical, you can see the plus sign, you can see the Wi-Fi connections, you can see the mailboxes. This shows that women, when they come into certain profession, for example, if we take doctor, we have so many modern technologies coming into the doctoral professions every now and then. And it is very important for a doctor, whether it is a man or a woman, both to get updated by the technologies. We have seen women using technology more efficiently. So this shows, women are leading. We must trust women. Because of women, the Mother Nature also goes ahead proactively. Without women, sustainable development is not possible. Over here, we can understand, as we spoke about medical field, we are seeing in this picture about the X chromosomes and the Y chromosomes, right? That is the need for a child to be born. So we are no one to dominate. The X chromosome will, develop in this, and the Y chromosome will develop in this. No, we must understand. Even our Lord Shiva, he is part of Shiv and Shakti. So we all inside.
I'll request you, Dr. Srividya, to please compile.
Done. Everyone has Shiv and Shakti inside us, and we do have the capabilities and capacities of both. So we must not ignore anything, and women are ahead. We can see Dr. Kalpana Chawla, before becoming a NASA astronaut, ma'am was into military, and she knew to fly aeroplanes with single and multiple engines. Let it be the airplanes, the sea gliders, the paragliders, everything. So she also researched on computational dynamic fluids. So it was not only a NASA journey. She started from very basic. She belonged to Punjab, Haryana, very small village. She dreamed of becoming a matter in the space, and she became.
Humble request, ma'am, because we have 3 more people to speak and we have only 10 minutes left.
That's one, ma'am. And the last is Gunjan Saxena, ma'am. We all know this. She was the only woman in the Kargil war who took care of all the casualties, and she kept an eye on the enemies from 13,000 meters to 18,000 meters. She could do that only because she understood technology. So women are never ever backing. They are the frontiers of everyone. So here I thank ICERT and the dignitaries for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would call my next speaker, Professor K. Vishra, Vice Principal, Sri Lakshmi Narayan of Nursing Pondicherry, on a study to explore the awareness and attitude on Me Too social media campaign among college students in Pondicherry. I would request all others to mute their mics. We welcome you.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Hello. Shall I share my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Slide is visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible. You can start.
Okay, ma'am. A very pleasant good evening to one and all present here. And the main reason for selecting this research topic is 1 in 3 women, that is 30% of the women has been affected worldwide, either physically or sexually. The report has been given by the World Health Organization. So that only I selected this study. So the title is Study to Explore the Awareness and the Attitude on the hashtag #MeToo social media campaign among the college students in the Puducherry. So the abstract what I got is the study result reveals that 52% of the students were aware of the #MeToo social media campaign and 48% of them were not aware. And about 46% of them had a positive attitude towards the #MeToo social media campaign, and the majority, 54% of them had a negative attitude. So the conclusion is the study reveals that there is a need to create awareness of the #MeToo social campaign among the college students. So the stories of sexual assault at the campaign become an international. It was started by the Tarana Burke year of 2006. So these demands have sparked the idea of the society centered on, and as the #MeToo movement has grown, many countries have joined their hand. So their requests have sparked the vision of the global community. The center survey leadership through the deep cross-country relationship building a practice sharing. So the objectives of the state, that is describe the demographic data among the college students residing in the Cherry knowledge and the attitude on #MeToo social campaign of the college students. The material and the method, research approach and the design is qualitative research approach and was adapted, and cross-sectional survey design was used. The population is all female undergraduate college. The accessibility is undergraduate in the selected college in the Puducherry. The sample is all female undergraduate students who fulfill eligible criteria of the study sampling. The technique is convenient sampling technique was used. The sample size was calculated based on the power analysis method. The total sample size for the study was 244. The method of data collection is an online survey method. The instrument used for the data collection as below. The one is in self-structured questionnaires on demographic variables of the college students. Self-structured knowledge and attitude questionnaires related to #MeToo social campaign. The statistics used in the study is frequency and the percentage used to describe the demographic data and the knowledge and the attitude of the students. The results, what I got is with regard to the
Sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. Please compile, ma'am.
Okay. With previous slides and all showing that the demographic data of the college students with respect to the received information social media campaign, that is the college students, they receive the information mostly from their friends, apart from their families, apart from others, they received most of the information from their friends only. And then awareness on #MeToo social media campaign among the college students, 48% of them, 52% of them reported yes. And then attitude #MeToo social media campaign among the students, they reported that 52% of them responded no, and 46 of them responded yes. So as a conclusion, studies reveal that 52% of the students are aware of the #MeToo social media campaign, and the 42% of them were not aware, and about 46 of them had a positive attitude towards the #MeToo social media campaign, and the majority, 54% of them had a negative attitude. So this study results indicate that there is a need to create awareness of the #MeToo social media campaign among the college students. Thank you for the ICERT team members for giving me an opportunity to present my title here at this international conference. Once again, thank you to one and all.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for beautiful and crisp presentation. We really thank you for that. Next, I would like to call our last speaker, Ms. Pavanjeet Kaur, Assistant Professor, Department of Basics and Applied Sciences, GD Goenka University, Gurugram, on digital education towards achieving gender equality. We welcome you, Pavanjeet, ma'am. Please try to compile your presentation in 2 minutes.
இது வந்து ரொம்ப ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ண ஒரு
Ma'am, you can start. Your screen is visible.
Let's call the next speaker, please, ma'am. We are short of time. Thank you.
Ma'am, all the speakers are done. Can we start with
Yeah,
the conclusion?
start with Dr. Bhupinder. Yeah, please.
I would like to invite
Excuse me, ma'am, am I audible? Hello?
Yeah, ma'am, you are there. Ma'am, please quickly compile. Thank you so much. Take 2 minutes, please.
Okay. Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine, ma'am. Thank you. A very good evening to everyone. Here's to celebrate the power and strength of all the incredible women around the world. Happy International Women's Day. This is Pavanjeet Kaur, Assistant Professor, GD Goenka University, and I'm thankful to the organizers of Global Convention on the occasion of UN International Women's Day 2023. These are the key points that I'm going to elaborate in my presentation. As we know, lack of learning is nothing but gross brutality, and education, it is the most essential part of the economic development of the country, as well as economic empowerment of every individual. It is the most important fundamental human right. But looking at the Indian scenario, there is gender discrimination in the accessibility to education. So what is the theme of International Women's Day? It is DigitALL, Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. This theme highlights the need for inclusive and transformative technology and digital education for achieving gender equality and empowerment of all women and girls. Education is the key to every woman's liberation, as beautifully said by Savitribai Phule. Inclusive and transformative digital technology enhance girls and women's skill development for work and their life. It is the key to eliminate all the social evils like female infanticide, child marriage, harassment, and will help the women future generation who can live in the world where gender equality actually exists. In the modern day context, it demands strengthening women's position in the social, economical, political, and security architectures. But the research indicates that when women are giving more income, there will be lesser cases of health-related issues, both related to children or both related to the females, because they will marry later and have fewer children. They will earn more money, and more advancedly, they will strengthen the economy as well as their family. Women empowerment in India, if we are talking, they are showing excellent results in the various fields. They are having equal rights as men. But even after the advancements, even after the modernization, women in India are lagging due to lack of understanding about the essence of women empowerment. They have always been suppressed by the male members, but now women are coming out to mark their stand and standard in the society. But still, few sectors are strongly opposing the newly gained freedom and respect for women. Talking about women empowerment in India, India is far below than its peers like US and UK. And even the developing countries like Russia, like Brazil and Nigeria, less women entrepreneurs are there, as clearly seen in the images. What are the major barriers for women empowerment in India? The biggest is society's general mindset, because here we believe that women are meant to take care of the family only. They have to do the household work. They don't go out for learning. And the poor families, they often favor boys while investing in the education. And there are conflicts and dangerous journeys to school. Menstruation problems are there, female genital mutilation or cutting, poverty, child marriage, gender-based violence. These things are responsible for
Interrupt
the
you,
same.
ma'am. Please compile.
Sure, ma'am. Although there are many government initiatives that have been taken for improving the economic, psychological, social knowledge and physical security of the women, but still there are few barriers, there are few hurdles, because there are characteristic bias due to lack of educational opportunities and skills. And due to cyberbullying, gender stereotyping, and online harassment, women do not feel safe or comfortable to taking the center stage online. That's why many families, they discourage the girls from doing so. These are the gender gap and the digital learning in India and other developing countries. What could be the possible measures? What could could be the possible solutions? The government need to develop gender responsive policies. They need to plan, they need to provide funds, they need to promote gender responsive digital teaching and learning. Also, they need to work with the communities like NGOs. And along with government and NGOs, they need to invest in knowing about girls and women digital realities, and they need to support the learning solutions given by them. Because only by using technology, that's the only solution to address gender-based violence. On my concluding remarks, I want to say that Stree Shakti, that is women power, it's an integral part of Rashtra Shakti, which is the national power. And every country, every sector, they can benefit when women are educated, they are healthy, they are empowered. And what really required is more awareness and more creation of new opportunities. As bringing women and other sideline groups into technology, they result in creative, effective solution and have a great potential for innovation that meet women's need and promote gender equality, as well as it will leads to our nation, our strong and sustainable nation around the world. These are the references. Thank you so much for having me in this conference. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a beautiful gender responsive digital learning perspective. Thank you so much for contributing. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Shalini, our keynote speaker. She would like to express her opinion in 2 minutes. Earlier, we lost the connect with her due to some technical glitch. Please, ma'am. Shalini, ma'am.
Thank you, Dilpreet, for giving me this chance. First of all, I would like to congratulate each and every presenter and speaker and guest. Everybody has presented so well, and all the aspects are already covered. I feel that nothing is left for me to speak. But still, as I felt that from literature point of view, few things are still left to add on in these all things. So I would just like to sum up my presentation here. I'll start it with my poem, with one of my poem. My screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
My slides are visible? Okay.
Yes,
So I'll just read one poem of mine. Under the burning sun, on the hot soil of desert, a scarf is spread, a jug of water is filled, a plate of food is served, keeping the palms above your head and your eyes for shade and sojourn, and no wonders, who is that? A woman only. So happy International Women's Day to each and everybody present here. As I had taken the topic of that women, they don't get the chance to express themselves. So they write life narratives. Many women have written their life narratives, and it has been a traditional method for them to express themselves, whatever they had in their heart. So it is a kind of personal rescue art and a kind of thing that by which they wanted to express themselves. So books which you can go through, or maybe Memory of a Young Girl, Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. These are Story of My Life by Helen Keller. These are the books that which we should really read to be more empowered women in our lives, and to make others empowered. Women's life narratives about that, Sajit A. Hanke had said in her studies that women's life narrative shows that life narratives or life writings offer women writers the opportunity to put the narrator and participate in a conversation where they reintegrate the parts of their self which is fragmented.
Really sorry to interrupt, ma'am. Please compile.
Okay, there are many women varied in persona, from ordinary to exceptional women, showcasing commonality to royalty. All women who dare to tell their stories exhibited unity and diversity, and no doubt have succeeded in inspiring via their own writings in their own styles. And there are few faces here you might know each and everybody: Prabha Khetan, Amrita Pritam, Maya Angelou, and many others. And here Pratima So these are few writers which you can take up for studies and to read and to motivate yourself and women or girls around in your surroundings. I'll just wind up it with few suggested readings that these are some of the autobiographies which can be taken into consideration to read by women to empower themselves more with more strength and to make them go ahead in their life with resilient strides and steps. These are some two of the latest writers, contemporary writers, Meena Kandasamy and Meghna Pant. Their works are excellent works, so those also can be can also be taken into consideration. So I would like to conclude with the lines of Rupi Kaur here, that we all move forward, we recognize how resilient and striking the women around us are. And I would like to read few more lines of Maya Angelou. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise into a daybreak that wondrously clear. I rise, bringing the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. And I hope that everybody will rise together.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this wonderful, motivational and inspiring lecture. We are really motivated, and thank you for the very nice suggested readings you have given us. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Grace Akanbi for the concluding remarks of our session.
We'll give 2 minutes for that, Dilpreet, as we still have Dr. Pupinder and Dr. Faraday, so we need to be, and time is already over. Dr. Grace, if you're there, please come by in 2 minutes. Thank you. You need to unmute yourself. Grace, you need to unmute yourself, please. Dr. Grace, you need to unmute yourself. You're muted. You need to unmute.
So sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes, now we can hear you. Yes.
I've done that. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, Dr. Grace, we can hear you. Please continue.
Good, good. I want to say that we appreciate everyone that has presented, but I want us to take notes of one important thing. All those who have presented, they are women. Next time, let us give opportunity for men to be in our midst so that they can take the messages home, you know, among menfolk, because all that we have said is now within ourselves. So who spreads our news?
Dr. Grace, I totally appreciate that. I was not supposed to speak here, but I'm speaking. It is what we get. The people who apply over here for presenters. And you know, women are applying more over here.
I've had a list of things. So my take home is, one, there is no limit to what a woman can achieve. Number two, women are more efficient as managers. Another one, that before artificial intelligence, women gave birth to scientists. And men, they are not our parameter for excellence. We should move forward. Then, first, like Tigi said, that there should be gender mainstream policy that will encourage women to participate more in STEM. And there should be a change of mindset for men in the family. Every day should be celebrated as Women's Day. And that it's rather unfortunate that the level of women changed to the negative in India. We should take up the challenge and make sure we improve on that. Then you can tell the condition of a nation by looking at the status of women. It's very, very important. So let us know that we are important, and lack of learning, like Pajit said, is nothing but gross brutality. Don't let us do brutality to ourselves. Let us encourage ourselves. Let's be mentors to younger tech women so that the society can move forward. Thank you very much. I will want to have I want to present a summary of all our presentation today. So you do well by sending all the presentation to me. I'll do the summary and send to you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Debre. Thank you, people from Ethiopia. Thank you, Navneet, everyone. God bless you. Happy celebration.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really wonderful words for concluding the session. Now, I would like to invite our convention coordinator, Dr. Bhupinder Kumar, Professor Debre Tabor University, Ethiopia. He is an experienced professor with a demonstrated history of global exposure in academics, research, and administrative positions, all with deep-rooted professional values. He is blessed with thoroughly excellent academic performance, skilled in accounting and finance, along with advisory and consultancy services for global lecturing, expert talks, seminars, curriculum development, and other university-level works. He has been a regular foreign external examiner for PhD for South Africa, Kenya, and other African countries. He has been an international relation officer for some MOUs, cooperation agreements between Indian, African, Latin American, and Russian universities. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. Am I visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I would like to take this opportunity. I will not.
I'll request all of the participants to mute themselves. Dr. Bhupinder, if you can switch off your video and then you can speak. We are not able to hear you. Dilpreet, I think sir is not there. He has some technical glitch. We'll go to next. If sir comes back, we'll invite him again, okay?
Right, ma'am. Now I would like to welcome our chief guest of today, Professor Annie-Gregin Gesha-Faraday, Associate Professor in the field of English Language Teaching, served as Dean, Director of Community Services, Vice President for Academic Affairs at Wallow University, and now President of Debre Tabor University since February 2018. We are extremely delighted to welcome you on the board, sir.
Am I audible? Dr.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm very sorry that because of technical issue, I got disconnected. On behalf of Dr. Annie-Gregin Gesha-Faraday, he is very senior professor here. He's the president. It's a government university. We are having 28,000 on-campus students. We are ranked by THE. We are very huge university. Just because of the shortage of time, I would invite on behalf of President Office, Dr. Kinde Isa Mustafa. If he's here, please say a few words. Dr. Kinde Isa Mustafa. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Thank you, the organizing committee members. Thank you, Dr. Kumar, for organizing such a wonderful Women's Day conference. The conference has been held for one day, and it was very interesting, and the participants were also very active. And I have shared a lot of knowledge and experience from your presentation. I found my friends, my sisters, my mother from India, from Nigeria, and from Ethiopia. On behalf of Debre Tabor University President Dr. Annie-Gregin Gesha, I would like to appreciate all the participants, the organizing committee members, and also for women of the globe for celebrating the Women's Day in such a wonderful event. And saying this, I would like to appreciate Dr. Kumar for taking chance to organize this conference in our university. Thank you all. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wise words.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Quickly move on to the most awaited segment of Global Convention, that is the award ceremony. We will be dispersing Global Women Icon Award 2023 to the resource persons and many more dignitaries. I would like to ask ICRT team to share the presentation of award ceremony so that I can announce the winners of Global Women Icon Award 2023. Please share the PPT. I think PPT will be shared soon. So I should start announcing the winners. The Global Women Icon Award 2023 goes to Dr. Navneet Kaur, our Executive Director, Education Division, ICRT. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you. Surprise for me. Thank you.
Our next winner is Mrs. Sri Priya Gurazada, Assistant Professor, Vishwavishani Institute of Systems and Management, India. We would like to congratulate you, ma'am. The next Global Women Icon Award goes to me, Dr. Dilpreet Kaur, Assistant Professor, University Business School, Guru Nanak Dev University, and I would like to present my heartfelt thankfulness to the team ICRT for bestowing this honor on me. Next award goes to, thank you, ma'am. Next award goes to Mrs. Aishat A. Yusuf, Department of Science Education, University of Ilorin, Nigeria. Congratulations, ma'am. Then the Global Women Icon Award goes to Dr. Grace Olurmelikin Akanbi, Chief Lecturer, Department of Educational Foundations, Anamuel Elianda College of Education, Nigeria. You truly deserve it, ma'am. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Next, the award goes to Ms. Christina D. Kalag, English teacher, STO Nino, National High School, Philippines. Congratulations, ma'am. The award goes to Dr. Uma Sinha, Principal, Varun Dhaka Institute of Technology, Krishan Vihar, New Delhi, India. A very congratulations, ma'am. Global Women Icon Award 2023 goes to Dr. Mary Binod TD, Associate Professor, Department of Languages, Don Bosco College, TC Palya, Bengaluru, India. A very congratulations, ma'am. Then the award goes to Professor Efolemi Olusia Oridian, Provost Postgraduate College, Lead City University, Nigeria. We have the presentations with us. Please move to slide number 10. Professor Efolekemi Olasumbo Oredin, Provost Postgraduate College, Lead City University, Nigeria. Thank you. The next award goes to Dr. Mrs. O.T. Talabi, PhD, Lecturer, Biochemistry Department, Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, College of Medicine, University of Lagos, Nigeria. The next award goes to Mrs. Navosu Izinwane Nancy, Principal, Federal College of Education, Technical, Akoka, Nigeria. Congratulations, ma'am. The award goes to Dr. Rumpa Das, Assistant Professor, University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya, India. A very congratulations. Dr. Blessings Natamu, Lecturer, Department of Educational Foundations, Faculty of Educational Foundation Studies, University of Calabar, Calabar. A heartfelt congratulations, ma'am. Professor Anuradha Chadda, Principal, University School of Law, Desh Bhagat University, Mandi Gobindgarh, Fatehgarh Sahib, Punjab, India. A very congratulations. The next Global Women Icon Award 2023 goes to Dr. Radhika Mahenchan Vyas, Assistant Professor, Sociology, Government Arts and Commerce College, Babra, India. Congratulations, ma'am. Then it goes to Dr. Dharaksha Azar, Assistant Professor, English, Government PG College, Bisalpur, Pilibhit, India. Congratulations. Then the award goes to Mrs. Oluwakemi Rachel Oshinowo, Lecturer, Lagos State University of Education, Nigeria. Congratulations. Dr. Navubodo Harmony Nanena, Computer Engineering ESUT, Enugu State University of Science and Technology, Nigeria. A very congratulations. Mrs. Ladipo Oliremi Grace, Vice Principal, Jugan Malu Girls Senior Grammar School, Bariga, Lagos State, Nigeria. Congratulations, ma'am. Then the award goes to our resource person, Dr. Masirit Zavedo Akalu, Head and Assistant Professor, Department of Gender and Development Studies, Faculty of Social Sciences, Bahir Dar University, Ethiopia. A very congratulations, ma'am. You truly deserve that. Then the award goes to Mrs. Yatnet Alma, Lecturer, Debre Tabor University, Ethiopia. Congratulations, ma'am. Award goes to Mrs. Yatnet Alma, Lecturer, Debre Tabor University, Ethiopia. A very congratulations, ma'am. Then the award goes to Professor Dr. Shalini Yadav, Professor, Department of English, Compton Institute of Technology and Management, India. Heartfelt congratulations, ma'am. Then the award goes to Balenesh Avok Abate, Lecturer, Debre Tabor University, Ethiopia. A very congratulations. Then the award goes to Patience Mugishakazi, Office in Charge, Indian Embassy, Kigali, Rwanda. Congratulations, ma'am. Then the award goes to Dr. Archana Sharma, Assistant Professor, SS Jain Subodh Girls PG College, Sanganer, Jaipur, India. Congratulations, ma'am. Next award goes to Dr. Srividya Muthuval, Trained Graduate Teacher, Sarhad School, Kartaj, Pune, Maharashtra, India. Congratulations, ma'am. The award goes to Gilela Vedavati, Research Scholar, Department of Zoology, Madras Christian College, East Tambaran, Chennai, India. A very congratulations, ma'am. Then the award goes to Professor Aarti G. Borkar, Lecturer, IT Department, Durga Devi Saraf, Junior College, India. Congratulations, ma'am. The next award goes to Dr. Delight Amuji Idika, Senior Research Fellow, Institute of Education, University of Calabar, Nigeria. Truly deserved. Congratulations, ma'am. The next award goes to Dr. Ramya Nagesh, Head of the Department, Assistant Professor, Sociology Department, the National College, Basavangundi, Bangalore, India. Congratulations, ma'am. The next award is for Mrs. D. Shobana, Assistant Professor, Department of Management Studies, St. Joseph University, Chumukdema, Nagaland, India. A very congratulations. The next award goes to Mrs. Dimple Juneja, Research Scholar, Education, Mohanlal Sukhadia University, Udaipur, India. Congratulations, ma'am. Thank you so much. These all were the winners. Heartiest congratulations to all the winners. They truly deserve it. There is one more winner, Sanju Chaudhary, Assistant Professor in Computer Science, Government College, Adampur, Hisar. So a very congratulations to all the winners. Now I would like to invite Dr. Navneet Kaur ma'am for the official vote of thanks. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Dilpreet. First of all, apologies, it is 8:25, but still we have to take up a few more things. All the speakers were wonderful. Dr. Grace, we have taken what suggestion you have given to us, and will request our ICRT male members to please do register yourself for the presentations, because the forum is open for all. ICRT is one who believes in the principles of equity. I want to thank the chairman of this whole show, Dr. Sandeep Singamar, who is a true visionary, storehouse, guiding light to all of us. So we have, the pillars are the males over here. We all are one together team, Dr. Sandeep Singamar, Dr. Sandeep Sihag, and so many other. Those who are working day and night for this platform, for embracing each and every participant globally. Thanks to both the secretary and the president, sir. Without you, the team can't work. The core member group who are always working at the back end. You're receiving a lot of letters from those. So they are the great people who are behind the screen. Our gratitude to each one of them. I want to thank Dr. Rajinder, Dr. Mustafa, and Dr. Kinde Eza and Dr. Bhupinder. So we have today 3 male members with us. Thank you so much for being making us having a balance between equity and equality. Thank you so much. I thank each and every speaker, Dr. Anupam, Dr. Rajshri, Dr. Delight, Dr. Swarna, Dr. Deepika, Dr. Archana, Dr. Srividya, Dr. Professor Vishitra, and Arunachal ma'am. Then we had Saima ma'am. Wonderful what all you have given. Today, every woman and all the men have really expressed themselves with full creativity. And that is what this platform is bringing, that bouquet, you know, with different kind of colors. So it's a beautiful line by Mary that I do not wish women to have power over men, but over themselves. We are talking about men and women. I think we should talk about leaders, educationalists. Instead of male, female, I believe in every human being, we are two-part, masculine and feminine. So every soul needs to work upon both the parts, which are very important. So we have to balance between both the parts because both have their own creativity, quality, and that makes us whole. I want to thank the moderator of the show, Dr. Dilpreet, who is always smiling and taking everyone so beautifully. If somebody has gone also, then also she always messaged me, ma'am, we have to call Dr. Shalini ma'am. I said, yes, definitely, she should be there. The presentations were wonderful. I want to add what Srividya ma'am said. Ma'am, actually, keynote speakers have given 10 minutes, and for the presenters, it is always 5 minutes because we have so many people over here, so many great dignitaries because we wanted to learn from each and every one. Our apologies for not giving you proper time. Really sorry for that. But hearing that one sentence for you also give us a lot of wisdom. So we thank you on that note. Thank you so much. It's already half an hour more. So Dilpreet, quick vote of thanks lines from you. Namaste to all. Again, happy Holi from India and wonderful Women's Day we are celebrating together. All the beautiful women over here, thank you so much. And all the men also, please go wish your wives, your sisters, from all of us also. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for beautiful vote of thanks. I would like to conclude with beautiful lines. A gender equal society would be one where the word gender does not exist, where everyone can be themselves. So empowerment is not about making women strong. Women are already strong. It's about changing the way world perceives their strength. So I think this is the concept of law of attraction. We should start believing that yes, women are already at the zenith of success. And it's true. It's true that they are on top rankings. It's true that they have shattered the glass ceilings. It's true that they have outshined the men in all spheres. It is true that they have reached the space and excelled in innovation and technology. So I must say that today on International Women's Day, it is not the gender equality. It is more than equality that we should aim, and we deserve it. I would like to congratulate ICERT and Tabor University for this wonderful initiative to discuss this transformation on UN International Women's Day. Truly, this platform is such an inexhaustible reservoir of such resourceful minds that takes us into a different world. I would like to thank all the guest speakers, keynote speakers, convention chair. I would like to thank Dr. S.K. Singhma, Chairman ICERT, who is a true visionary. Dr. Sandeep Kumar, General Secretary ICERT, who is the backbone of ICERT. Dr. Navneet Kaur ma'am, the Chief Patron, Executive Director. She is the heart and soul of ICERT. We cannot imagine ICERT without her. And Ms. Saima Parvez, Patron, who is doing wonders in Public Relation Division. Ms. Simran, Executive Director, who is doing beautifully in finance aspect. And Professor Dr. Aruna Anchal, who is the Executive Director of Publication Division, and all the core committee members who are putting their heart, soul, labor, effort in making this platform a success. I would like to congratulate and thank ICERT team. Thank you so much for giving me this platform. Thank you.
Very, very truly said. It is the time that we all see gender as a spectrum instead of two sets of opposing ideals. I totally agree with you. And this convention can't be, closed without the help, the dedication given by Debre, Tabor University, Ethiopia, Dr. Faraday. I don't know, we invited him. If he's still there, if he's there, we would like to hear from him. Dr. Faraday. I think sir is not there today. So thank you so much, sir. Please give our humble submission to sir. Thank you so much. The university and ICERT both have truly given a great platform to many, many great new educators, researchers, educationists, a lot of great people. Thank you. See you next time. God bless you all. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you and bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can
You're
come on
welcome.
now.
Thank
You can
you.
come on the
Bye-bye.
platform.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So happy. 238 people are here.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Team ICERT.
Bye.
10 people.
Bye all.
Here.
Bye everyone. Bye everyone. Bye everyone. Thank you.
Thank you for this enlightening session, Navneet ma'am.
Jeevitu Miss
Bye.
wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Very nice session, ma'am.
God bless you. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was worthwhile. Yes. Women, we're all for you. Bye.
July.
Bye. Thank you. Next year. Yes.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Happy Women's Day to all. Thank you. Bye. God bless you all.
Thank
Take care.
you. Thank you.
Very much. Women are great. No woman is God bless everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.